Welcome to the Fantasy Football Garage. I'm Chris. My friends call me the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. On deck, the agenda for tonight's stream. We're going to be ripping some best ball Mania 6 drafts, getting right into it. I've already entered a draft. I got the 3 spot. I'm going to pull it up on stream, but make sure you come get in here, smash the like, get in the chat, say what's up. Let's talk fantasy football draft strategy for the 2025 season. We had a whole slate of preseason games today, and I can't wait to talk about it and figure out what's going on out there. Without further ado, let's hit the intro. But I'm on a mission to hit 500 channel subscribers before the start of the NFL season. I think we can do it. We're getting close. We're at like 440 or so. But I need your help. So if you're watching this in the future, if you're new to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. You'll know when I'm going live. I'm always promoting great fantasy football content from the other best ball streamers, best ball content creators. And so you're going to want to get involved. This draft is started. I'm going to hit the intro and make my first pick. I'll see you guys on the other side. Let's get right into it. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like actions speak louder than words. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've been getting some drafts in because this is peak drafting season. It's here, whether you're doing redraft, best ball, even some last minute dynasty startups. It's the best time of the year to do it. It's heating up. The streets are hot. The contests are out. I've entered myself into a best ball Mania 6 draft, and I'm drafting from the 3 spot. I've gotten the 2 or 3 spot like consecutively a good amount of times in the last 24 hours. I've drafted a bunch from the 10 spot where I'm getting neighbors in the 10 spot these days. Like, what's going on? A steal. And I've drafted a bunch of Bajan teams from the 2 spot recently. So I got the 3 spot tonight, and I thought, hey, let's mix it up. I almost took Gibbs for a half second. I switched it over, took Saquon Barkley. Let's build out a Saquon Barkley team. I was looking at my exposures. I'm a little bit below the field on Bajan, on Saquon. So I wanted to even that out just a little bit. Saquon about 5%, Bajan about 5%, but I've drafted him like twice in the last 24 hours. That's not showing up here. And then my Gibbs is a little bit low too, only about 8% Gibbs. So I'll work on that. But let's build out a strong team from the 3 spot around Saquon Barkley. I think we can do it. Yo, what up, BB? Meet Gazer. Addicted to the Huskies. I didn't check. Let me go there now. I want to see the Huskies and how close to filled it is because they have been feeling slow. Okay, it's 91%. We'll probably rip a Husky after this Best Ball Mania just to get some volume in. I don't know what's going on with these Great Danes. It says it's 50% filled. I sat here for an hour last night and couldn't even fill one fast draft. So people are only doing slows for the Great Dane. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Do I have Saquon with Ladd? I do. I don't have him with AJ Brown, but that seems kind of bad. Let me go ahead and take him with Ladd. 20% of my Saquon teams are with Ladd, but I don't think it's a problem. I think it is the answer. Ladd McConkey, could he be a league winner in 2025? Almost certainly, yes. So I'm excited to draft him there at pick 22. We see Lamar Jackson going pick 20. Trey McBride going 21. Bucky Irving rising up to 19. Very, very interesting second round. Chase Brown goes. Jonathan Taylor. I mean, AJ Brown making it to pick 23 with CeeDee Lamb. That's pretty sick. I guess there's some FUD, some fear, and uncertainty and doubt around the status of his hamstring. Do I want to go Josh Allen here? Combo tool. Saquon with Allen. I haven't done it. I haven't done it with Jacobs either. It's a toss-up. It's pretty tough. I really wanted to go Allen there because of the Week 17 matchup. I haven't done it yet. I need to get a little bit more Saquon so I can get him with Allen at some point. Let me get him with Josh Jacobs. I think the Lad McConkey, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon start feels really, really strong. And I do like the mid-round values at quarterback that we're getting this season. So I'll kind of, I'll delay selecting a quarterback. Then maybe I can get Herbert really cheap later. I saw Herbert go in a Best Ball Mania today, the latest I've ever seen him go, and it was completely uncalled for. But I saw Herbert go around pick, I honestly think it was pick 147 in this range. So madness. It might have been 146. The drafter who took him didn't have any chargers, but like just a falling value on a stud early career QB in a good situation. There's the Rashawn Slater injury, so there's some concern, but overall. So Daniels goes in the third. I don't think that's a reach at all. I think my mantra early in the draft season was if Daniels is available in the fourth round, you click Daniels, regardless of pick position. I kind of strayed from that in late July and a little bit of early August. I'm kind of moving back towards that where Daniels really should be in the same tier with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Hurts is not far behind at all. So fourth round Hurts, auto click. Daniels, fourth round, auto click. Getting him in the third is totally fine for certain combinations. How we doing tonight, Meat? What's going on? What have you been drafting? What are you getting into? You said Huskies. Did you max the Husky too? I did 9 of the first Husky, and I had to do 5 of the last of those 9 via slows, and then it closed before I could get the 10th one in. But I only did the slows because I wanted to get in on the tournament, and then the next day they opened the Husky too, and it's been forever for it to fill. So I'm kind of regretful that I entered those slows. It's all right at the end of the day. The teams are turning out fine. Some of them are in like the 13th round, some of them are in the whatever round, middle to end rounds, but those are still going on. I want to fire off a few more fast Huskies. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 tonight on stream. If you have any left, you can join me. Bindles, what's up, brother? GM, my man. I'm on the clock again. This could easily be a Jameson Williams team. Anyone else here that I love, that I need, that I have to take? No, I would have taken Hurts, but of course he went earlier in this round. Devontae Adams has been falling. I have noticed that. So Devontae Adams going in the fourth round, kind of a new thing, but it's definitely happening. People are taking Xavier Worthy and Big Mike Evans, even T-Mac over Devontae Adams. I've been smashing Devontae Adams in the third round all summer long. I think he's still a value. I think he's quarterback proof. Even though he has the history with Garoppolo on the Raiders and saying he hates Garoppolo, doesn't like playing with him. Let's hope Stafford is not done for, not going to miss the season, and we'll be okay. Hubbard here seems like a good pick. If I think about the selections available at 70 and 75, it's not running backs that I want there. Maybe Pacheco, so I could push. I could push it. Maybe I just go receiver and push and try to get Pacheco at 70. I have been able to get Pacheco at 70, and I think he's pretty nice. So between him and Chuba Hubbard, I'm good with either one. In that case, I might just take Zay Flowers, Waddle, or Ridley here. I could even do Travis Hunter. I'm a little bit low on Waddle. Let's get that up. I'll go ahead and take Jalen Waddle here. I took Calvin Ridley last second. Calvin Ridley's been rising, and I'll get into why I think that is. So Ridley has been a nice pick all summer long. He's always been a spike week guy. He's good for fantasy football. Cam Ward is looking pretty decent. And the Titans offense is very improved. You have Cam Ward entering the scene. You have an improved offensive line with Zeitler joining there. I think he came from the Lions, right? So the Titans are looking like they're moving in the right direction. Cam Ward's got a incredible deep ball. He's one of the more accurate deep ball passers. So that not only feeds into Ridley's ability to score on any given play and like spike potential, but I think Ridley is going to consolidate a lot of those targets for the Tennessee passing game. We've seen Tajay Spears, the high ankle sprain. He's probably going to miss a little bit of time. They're going to lean on Pollard. They're going to lean on Ridley. They like Chig Okonkwo. Other than that, I mean, it's Tyler Lockett. It's a few other guys competing for targets for snaps. The rookies, Alec Ayomanor, they're trying to get him the ball. Can he be something? Can he be a deep threat? They hope that he can improve his high pointing of the ball and his ability to turn, quote, those 50-50 balls into 80-20 balls, but he hasn't shown it yet. A 4th-round pick coming out of Stanford. There's some high hopes for him. Does he get it all together this season, or is he more of a, year 2, year 3 type of guy? I'm not sure yet. I'll sprinkle some A.O. Manor in the 18th round to go with the Cam Ward stack, but I really think the way to play the Titans, it's through Ridley, it's through Pollard right now with Spears being injured. It's with Chig Okonkwo, who's also been a steady riser. If we go to the best ball overlay ADP snapshot, it's a free website. You can use it. Keenan Allen, Torrey Horton, who has an ankle injury. What? Chig Okonkwo, who I just talked about. Quinshon Judkins, we know there's new news there. And Jalen Coker are the top risers for the week. Check out Best Ball Overlay. That's a free feature. If you want to get the premium features, the portfolio analyzer, and the tools you see me drafting with here, the exposures, the week 17, 15 playoff matchups, and the combination tool to check your combinations of the players you've drafted live while you're drafting, you can use promo code GARAGE for 25% off your monthly subscription. Check it out. Shoot me a DM if you have any questions. We're back on the clock. Deebo Samuel seems like a smash here. I said I wanted Pollard, or I said I wanted Pacheco, and he's already gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this a little bit further, although both these teams kind of need running back. To me, it's Swift. I'm going to go ahead and take Deebo. I think Deebo's a good pick there. Get my 4th wide out. I don't even mind, like, for my ranks, obviously Addison would be good as a 5th wide receiver. That's pretty deep already. Get the week 17 mini against Jameson Williams. Yo, what up, Fantasy Dog, the 8th like. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday night, having a good day. 9th like, Reflect the Sun, bringing it. Love to see it. Thanks for being here, man. Hope you guys are doing great. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. It's draft season. We're getting after it. Can I get Swift? Can I get Montgomery on this team? Can I get Pollard on this team? All viable options. I'm going to get one of them. That's for sure. I'm not going to go Mahomes. I kind of do like the Laporta pick. It goes with Jameson Williams. It's deadly. It's a sub-elite tight end, but it's pretty close to elite. I'll grab the Swift, a little bit of ADP volume, and, could be a good situation. I was just talking up Tony Pollard. Do you want to grab him to go with Ridley? It could make a lot of sense. That might be the play over Swift here. Let's take Pollard. I was talking him up. I've got the team level correlation with Pollard and Ridley. This is a Titans team build out. I had the same correlation for Laporta. I could have grabbed him there. I think it's, and I would have, I might have gone Montgomery there too. I feel like there's a tier break after these running backs, and I'll put Swift, Pollard, and Montgomery all in the similar tier. Pacheco is kind of the front of that tier. So I want to get one of those guys on this team. To me tonight, it made sense to get some more Pollard. I have a little bit more faith, I guess, in the consolidation around Pollard versus Swift. Even though, Roshan is kind of that goal line back. Monangai looks like he could be between the tackles runner. I'm not really sure. I don't know much about him yet. Rutgers guy, right? We'll see. So maybe Swift is the pick there. Swift has been rising. I think just Pollard toss up. I went with Pollard on this one. Could have taken Laporta. Catch up with y'all. Yo, DWB Mania. Love August drafts galore. It's the most wonderful time of the year. We're feeling good. It's Saturday. I've had a great day. I touched some water today. I touched some grass. I had a pool day with my daughter, with my nephews, and some family. We celebrated my grandmother's birthday. We had some cake, and we had some chips and dips and queso, hummus, and some naan, and we had it all. Weenies, aka pigs in a blanket. So we were out there cooking it up in the backyard, having some quality time. Good stuff. Now it's time to rip some drafts. Billy, happy Saturday. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hope you're getting some good drafts in. Pollard, yeah, reflect the sun's in. Yo, what up, Kyle? Would you keep Josh Allen or Derrick Henry in a keeper league? 6 keepers and 1 dynasty player. I have Kupp, Rashee Rice, Worthy, Pollard, Pickens, and Irving. Let me think about that one. So I probably wouldn't keep Kupp. I would probably keep Allen and Derrick Henry. If you get to pick 6 keepers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, you're saying those are the other 6 or other options. Let me make this pick, maybe these next 2 picks. Let me get back to your question because I think that's pretty interesting. Chat, you think about it too. Let's see what we can do here for Kyle with his keeper question. Okay, here I am very tempted to go Mark Andrews. I can't really do anything with Baker on this team. So I'm going to go Mark Andrews first. Get that tight end. Gives me a week 17 correlation with Josh Jacobs. A nice little mini there. And, it's Mark freaking Andrews. He's him. Get some Mark Andrews on your teams. Quarterback stacking options. I could do Love. I could do Ward, obviously. I need to get Herbert. Goff would be nice. So I've got some options. I got some outs. This could be a Pittman team. Pittman's healthy. Alec Pierce is dealing with a groin. Josh Downs, hamstring. So I think Pittman's the play here on this team this time. Love Warren. Big fan of Loveland. Kraft makes some sense. A little bit early for Kraft. Not too early for Warren, but running backs. It's a big risk, big reward with Judkins. I've got enough Judkins for now. We get another receiver and go Pittman. All right. We'll review the team in a second. Let's jump back into Kyle's question. So Kyle, give me some more info on this. It's between Josh Allen and Derrick Henry. You only can pick one of those 2. Gotcha. Oh, dynasty franchise player. Josh Allen. Easy money. Dirty, what's up, brother? Josh Allen, easily. I'm right there with you. Same wavelength. I would agree. Okay, we love the big dog. We love Derrick Henry, right? But how many more career seasons is he going to post? How many more years is he going to play? Let's say he plays 3 more years. Is Josh Allen going to be playing 4 years from now? Yes. Could Josh Allen have his best career year 4 years from now? Yes. But with Josh Allen's rushing upside, the rushing touchdowns, you expect them to kind of happen sooner than later. But it's easy. It doesn't really matter. Whatever format, whatever league, it's Josh Allen over the big dog for Dynasty. I had a Dynasty startup that Bindles and I did last Sunday for the PPR Tyler Barbecue Dynasty League. It was a startup. It's super flex, but still. We took Josh Allen at the 102. We got gifted Josh Allen. BP took Jaden Daniels at the 101, which is fair, which is a fair selection. And it's neither here nor there, but I think Josh Allen is my 101 in Dynasty. So if you've got a Dynasty pick, to make there, Kyle. Smash Josh Allen. Don't let anyone else in your league get access to Josh Allen's to his ceiling. You want that on your team. Just finished number 120. Hell yeah, Dirty. This is 111 for me. So I've got 39 left to go. I'm pretty close to where you're at. I'm going to do about 4 or 5 in the next 12 hours if I can manage it. We'll see how late we go tonight. We went pretty late last night. I don't know if you guys checked out the stream last night. It was incredible. A best ball mania, a husky, and then 2 more best ball manias. I tried for an hour to fill a Great Dane, and it would not fill for an entire hour. I wasn't really promoting the fact that we were trying to fill it either because I was trying to get in some plus EV. But if I want to get there tonight, maybe we can do it. I don't know if we're going to do a Great Dane tonight, though. It's only 50% filled. Might do it tomorrow. We had BBG, best ball guy, on for the second half of the stream last night. He jumped in around the 3-hour mark. We went for another hour and a half. He and I competed in a best ball mania, and then we drafted one together, and it was a banger. It was a fun team. Always a great time drafting, talking ball with BBG. So that was fun. Check it out if you haven't already. It was the stream from last night, the Quinshon Judkins thumbnail. And tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. We're getting after it. This is my first best ball mania of the night. I'm feeling good. So let's get on the clock and make some picks. Colston Loveland. I mean, to me, it's like I want to go Goff. I want to go Herbert. I consider Love. I need a QB. So I'm going to take Goff here. I think Goff is a superstar, and I can stack him up with my JMO. I'm confident based on ADP, I get either Herbert or Love on the way back around. And I'll feel good about that. Drake May is still there, so he's kind of a buffer for me that somebody else, if they need a quarterback, would just take Drake May. I think this drafter, I didn't check his team beforehand. He's got a lot of receivers. He kind of does need a QB at some point. He doesn't have any tight ends, so maybe he's interested in Loveland. He goes May, kind of like I was thinking. And then this drafter, he takes Stroud. Stroud, interesting to go with Higgins. It makes some sense, but you might have taken Christian Kirk with your first pick over May. He just double taps the QB. This drafter, he missed out on Dak Prescott, which is concerning when you have CeeDee Lamb. You really want that Dak stack. He takes Loveland. He goes for the Loveland pick. I obviously am going to go Herbert here to go with my Lad McConkey. Let's ride. So let's read the team through the first 11 picks. It's a 2-3-5-1, pretty balanced build. Started RB heavy. I've got Jared Goff. People forget how good Jared Goff was last season. One of the best quarterbacks. And what's really changed? Offensive line's a little bit weaker. Different offensive coordinator. But the team is as good as ever. Gibbs taking another step forward going into year 4. Year 4? Is that year 4 for Gibbs? Is that year 4 for Gibbs? Is it year 3? I think it's year 4, isn't it? It's only been 2 years. It's year 3 for Gibbs. That's right. Year 3 for Gibbs. The year 3 breakout. Also, I think I was thinking year 4 because I was thinking of Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams going into year 4, the year 4 breakout. Take another step forward. So Goff, Herbert, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, strong QB, strong running back. The receivers, no slouch in this room. McConkey, stacked. Jameson Williams, stacked. Calvin Ridley, maybe we can stack him later too. Same thing with Pollard. Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman Jr. People forget we were drafting Michael Pittman in the 4th round last season. He's 1 year removed from a 1,000-yard season. Deebo Samuel, we were drafting in the 2nd and 3rd round in each of the last couple seasons for fantasy football. He's on a new team. Maybe it's a better situation for him because we just saw what Jaden Daniels did with Terry McLaurin. Gave Terry McLaurin a career year in touchdowns and fantasy points. So more of that. Maybe with Deebo, incredible. What's the ceiling? 8, 12 touchdowns? Let's find out. Got Mark Andrews, tight end. Is he elite? You tell me. He also had a career season last year with the touchdowns. Not the total fantasy points. He's done better, but 11 touchdowns, I think, was his most he's had. And did he even have some rushing touchdowns? We'd have to check the tape, check the numbers, but I think he potentially did. Cam Ward goes. I'm good with Goff and Herbert for now. So that's totally fine. I think the team who took Cam Ward at 137 just needed a quarterback. And so they were kind of reaching for one. Not sure why they didn't go Penix. with Drake London because no, Penix was also gone, so that's why they didn't do it. Yeah, Penix went right after Herbert. There it is. I'm about to be back on the clock, and then I'll catch up with y'all in the chat. David and Njoku falling. What's going on? Did I miss out on some news? Did David and Njoku tear an ACL? Like, why is he not being drafted here? I'm going to have to Google this super quick. Literally no news that I'm seeing. I don't know what's going on. David and Njoku here. Smash. Pick 142 for David Njoku. I get the whole Harold Fannin coming on thing, but Harold Fannin can play on the field at the same time with Njoku. Njoku's the real tight end. Harold Fannin comes on as a big slot or a tight end slash, wide out playing, in that kind of role. So I've got two tight ends that I really like with Njoku and Mark Andrews. I could just stop with those two. It might be time to circle back to running back, or do I need to grab a quarterback that I like? Can't do anything with Tua. Cam Ward's gone. I'm going to chill. I'm going to wait there. Bryce Young goes. For me, it's Jaden Blue here pretty easily. I like Ray Davis as well, but I mean, I like Goddard here a lot too. Why is Goddard falling? Yeah, Jaden Blue, one of my most drafted players, and he does play the Chargers in Week 16. That's nice. He also plays the Commanders in Week 17 in Washington D.C. So against Deebo Samuel. You guys know I'm a big Blue fan. Quentin Johnston, I heard he had a concussion. And then Trey Harris, I heard he had a nice catch. So maybe we can do some later stacking Chargers options. Definitely was time to get another running back on this squad. And I think it's time to get another receiver before too much longer. But the tier in here for receivers, I don't love. You see, Keenan Allen would have been nice if he made it back around. I still would have taken Njoku over him. Trey Harris already gone, so we'll keep that in mind. Maybe we get a big follower on Quentin Johnston. People are unsure about him. The concussion is a little bit scary. If there's any kind of update on that. McMillan gets pulled up at 140. That's a bit early, more earlier than I would expect. Goddard goes at 153 after Strange. Somebody tell me how that makes sense. In what universe does Goddard go after Brenton Strange? Completely unproven Brenton Strange. Dallas Goedert put up 170 receiving yards in week 3 last season. He's one of the best non-elite tight ends. I think if Njoku wasn't there, I would have taken Goddard. So I don't know what's going on here. Thornton goes pretty early. This draft is ripping. It's going right along. The Danes are hard to fill. Yes, sir. You did one with Hartman and Candles. Very nice. Lots of Moningai. That's interesting. Interesting. Happy birthday, Grandma. Thanks. She was 97, if you can believe that. Grandma was 97. Her birthday was a couple weeks ago, but we celebrated her today. Yeah, 1. So we go Allen. That's what you're thinking. Love it. We do love Henry. Appreciate that, Kyle. Thanks for being here. Hope you can stick around, hang out, maybe even draft some teams with us. Ow, we got the little falling value there. Okay, I'm going to keep passing on Quentin because I think he's been falling. I did say I needed a receiver, though, so let me queue him up just in case there's no better option. Eckler. Oh, maybe I should have just done Quentin Johnston. I think I got it. Boom. I did get it because that's crazy. I stalled it out. The whole freeze tactic. And maybe I should have gone Alec Pierce there. But no, we're good. I want to get maybe even Tesla later. Come on. I don't know what Mr. Kiefer 22 is going to do. He's only got 1 QB, and he's really struggling to pull his squad together with his stacks. He takes Leggett, which does make sense for Bryce Young. He goes Darnold. Wow. He goes unstacked Darnold over Anthony Richardson. Hook me up with some Anthony Richardson. So I grabbed Anthony Richardson there for obvious reasons. The ceiling that he can produce. He could easily outscore Goff and Herbert in a given week. But Goff has some game. Goff puts up huge weeks. You guys know that. Richardson, though, it's a fun piece of bet. It's a risk reward type situation. It's a gamble. I think I'm good at running backs. I can keep pushing it. I'll grab one more late to stop with 5, preferably not round 10, but even if, it's fine. I got the three QB, so I got 3, 5, 7, 3 build, or even I could get 2 more running backs. I don't really have any big issues with bye weeks. I have 1, 2, 3 players on bye week 12, not the end of the world. I could grab 2 more receivers, so I think I'll do that actually. I think it's going to be like a 3, 5, 8, 2 build, unless I'm so convinced I need one more tight end, but I'm pretty good with these 2 guys. Anderson and Joe can really hold it down. Obviously, Pierce would be a smash. Adonai Mitchell, I love. I was talking about Tesla coming back around. Jalen Noel would be nice to bring back. Coker's getting a good rise. I drafted a ton of Thielen, so I'll put him in there as well. He didn't really correlate and fit on this team, but he's just another nice piece. Tight ends, I don't know what would get me excited to draft a tight end. I don't see any stacking options for my QBs. I'm not going to go for, and I'm not going to try to figure out the Los Angeles Chargers whole situation. That's just a mess. I'm tempted to go with Pierce. I would have been drafting some Dameon Pierce, but he's dealing with an injury, and they're holding him out for injury reasons, not for reasons that are good, like he's a for sure starter. I need to adjust my ranks and put Emmanuel Wilson back ahead of Marshawn Lloyd. Marshawn Lloyd had an injury today. I think it was a hamstring. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the dude is just snake bitten, can't get out from under the injury designation, so it's tough. I'll definitely push running back, though, and get a 5th one late. I'll take a Pierce or a Mitchell and a Tesla here if I can get one of these guys. I think Mitchell's going to be, or Pierce is going to be there. He's falling because people are worried about him missing time with the groin. I'll snatch him up. He's one of my most drafted players. One of my most drafted wide receivers. He goes perfectly with Anthony Richardson here. I think then I might just go with Tesla. I'm not sure, though. I've got JMO. I've already got Michael Pittman. So I think instead of going with Adonai Mitchell, I'm going to stick with Pittman and Pierce because I don't really want to triple stack. I could, but I don't have to triple stack Anthony Richardson. I'm going to make the bet on Pittman and Pierce, who are pretty much the most proven best receivers in that room as it is. When, you could make an argument for Downs too, but Tesla here would be pretty fun. I'm not crazy about these other running backs. Like I don't have to have one of them. There's not going to be any Vikings that I need for a bring back. Texans, I don't think so. Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't know. So let me just team stack this one out. And I'm not really getting a whole lot of week 17 correlation for my quarterback stacks, but I have some minis built in here. Some of these other matchups. So I'm that's it for wide receiver. I'm going to stop with those 8. McConkey, JMO, both stacks. Calvin Ridley, Debo, Pittman, Quentin Johnson, Alec Pierce, Isaac Tesla, all stacked. So I've got, out of my 8 receivers, I've got 6 of them stacked up. Feels pretty damn good. One more running back on the way out. I mean, with Kareem Hunt, though, I have a little bit of a week 10 overlap, so I'm not going to force Kareem Hunt on this squad. I have drafted him some. He's not showing up in my exposure. I have him across all tournaments, and I've been drafting him in some best ball manias in the last 24 hours. I think that was a gap in my exposures. I didn't really have a lot of Hunt, so I'll sprinkle him in. I should be able to get one of these guys, though, whether it's Keaton Missile, team stack with Andrews. Ollie Gordon seems pretty fun, pretty interesting. He goes. Let me throw in one or two more names. Kyle Monaghan, another interesting name. I have Josh Jacobs, so I don't want Manny Wilson. It's getting thin. It's getting really thin at running back. Thinner than I prefer. It might be a Dameon Pierce team. We see Mitchell go. There's some good wide receivers sticking around. Mitchell, Coker, Besh, Slayton. And Gesicki is still there. There's some good tight ends sticking around. Do I grab Gesicki here and play a hyper fragile around Barkley, Jacobs, Pollard plus blue? Go a 3-4-8-3 build. Probably not. Probably just bank on Andrews and Njoku. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, right, Billy, for Njoku? So I might as well just play into that and keep with my 2. Damn, QJ went that late. Yeah, I've seen QJ going late. I think there's some fear tonight around his concussion. What's his role with Trey Harris taking over, KLS taking over? And honestly, yeah, with Keenan Allen there. So trying to finish that thought, but make this pick at the same time. Do I go Kareem Hunt? I'll go Kareem Hunt, I guess. The week 10 bye. I'm gonna rely on Barkley and Jacobs being healthy in week 10. A little bit risky. I think Kareem Hunt has the best ceiling of those guys though in that group. And then I get the little correlation for week 16 with Pollard, week 15 with the Chargers. So Kareem Hunt seems like the backup to Pacheco for certain. Rashard Smith's steam has really died out. Probably I already have him pretty low in my ranks. Rashard Smith, I could probably move him down even further. He might have gotten drafted in this one because I don't see him in here. What's up with the ADP? Now we're seeing, I just noticed two new names I've never seen on the ADP before. Phil Maffa, who I have noticed been getting drafted, he shows up. And then George Holani is showing up. That's hilarious. But yeah, QJ has been anywhere from pick 130, 140, 150 range in Best Ball Mania. Now he's going super late. If you can get him at 216, easy click, especially if you need a wide receiver. I have him stacked here. So I took him, at pick 166. If I look at the board, what else could I have gotten at pick 166 that I would regret taking Quentin Johnson for? Really nothing, because I still got Anthony Richardson. I don't think there's any players after this that I missed out on that I would have wanted. Rashard Smith goes 186, and he doesn't really even have a role on the team right now, as far as I've heard. I got Pierce to fall. I got Tesla. I got Hunt. So this one, I think, really went well for me after pick 166. So I'm cool with still getting Quentin Johnson there. Did KLS get drafted? That is a good question, and I don't think he did, but Jack Best didn't even get drafted. I searched actually KLS, which is pretty funny because that would never show up. Lambert Smith did not get drafted. I haven't drafted him yet. Maybe I could have passed on Quentin Johnson and just gotten KLS later. But I mean, round 2 selection, Jack Best goes undrafted. That's interesting. He was going at pick 130 when Best Ball Mania opened. Now getting undrafted. That's a little bit too much. I think he is worth drafting. Yes, sir. That's crazy. The WB Mania says, how much are you dropping on Best Ball? Yes. Yeah, I can answer that. So, I'm maxing Best Ball Mania. I did it last year as well. I half maxed it 2 years ago. And then I do a lot of side contests, a good amount. We can flip through. I also do a good amount of golf. I max the scramble, the albatross, and I've been really successful in those as well. So 130 pre-draft, 4 superflex, 316 current, 28 elims. I got 2 slows going, 7 marathon, 40 rookie sophomore, 5 sprint, and then I like I said, I max the scramble, I max the albatross. So I do golf as well. I do a lot of golf content, and pretty much as long as I keep winning, I just keep putting it back in. So I got 5th in the albatross, not this current year. I actually didn't make the finals in the albatross this year, but last season, I got 5th in the Albatross. That was pretty nice. That covered my football entries for last year and this year. And then this year, I got 25th in the scramble, which is fine. It covered all my golf, covered a little bit extra above that. And then my first year when I did a half max of Best Ball Mania, I finished 7th in the Poodle, which covered all of my football that year as well. So that's kind of how I play it. I'm rolling forward the winnings from the previous tournaments into future tournaments, as just hoping it gets, you hit one that really wins big. But that's kind of the general idea, volume wise. And then we can look at I don't think this is super up to date, exactly right. But in the best ball overlay portfolio tracker, we can see here the total fees right now for football, all tournaments. Best Ball Mania is going to show up as a portion of that, right? So more than half. I don't know if you can see that. That says 23. Total says 43. So that's part of the portfolio analyzer, which is a premium feature. This here is the ADP snapshot. This is a free feature on the Best Ball Overlay ADP snapshot page. So check out bestballoverlay.com. You can also use promo code GARAGE to get 25% off a premium subscription. DM me if you have any questions. And then, the use case is you can do portfolio analyzer. You get all this cool overlay stuff, the exposures, the playoff schedules, the entry fees, the combo tool, which I love because I'm getting unique combos every time I draft. And I'm also making sure I stay balanced. Even if I don't get a unique combo with my first 2 or 3 picks, I'm making sure my exposures are balanced, which is exactly what I did here, taking Saquon with Jacobs and then getting Lad McConkey in my second round. Let's review this team. Yo, what up, Paul? What's up, brother? How we doing? Woody Marks got positive play. Yeah. I want to look more into that. I was busy, so I wasn't watching live. I saw the box score. It could be good. It could be good. Maybe we're going to be surprised. Maybe he does take the role over from Dare Ogunbowale, who's held it down for the last 3 years as the pass catching back, the 2-minute specialist for the Texans, even, and a special teamer. I can share with y'all. There's a beat reporter I follow on Twitter, and he has a notebook where he keeps the depth chart and roster 53-man cut down projections for himself, and he goes to every training camp. He's in the media tent, all that kind of stuff. He obviously thinks Woody Marks makes the team, but he puts Woody Marks 4th behind Dare Ogunbowale 3rd, and it starts off with Dameon Pierce 1 and then Chubb 2. But he's also thinking he's not certain about Chubb. And then he has right now Mixon off the list, kind of NFI. So, yeah, Ollie Gordon looked like at the RB2. That's exciting. So bad if you've got big bags on Jalen Wright, which I don't think I do. And this is just my Best Ball Mania exposures. But I have more than I thought I did. It's kind of embarrassing. I got 6% Jalen Wright, so I need to stop taking him. I took a little bit more in June, July. Haven't been drafting him recently though. Ollie Gordon, I've only drafted him twice in Best Ball Mania, so I was kind of waiting on that one to see. You know what it is? I've drafted 2 shares of Ollie Gordon since Alexander Mattison was out for the season with the neck injury, and then I'm very underexposed to anyone not named Devon Achane on the Dolphins, for good or for bad. Across all tournaments, I know I have some Malik Washington, and I might even have him in one Best Ball Mania. It could have just been recent, though, and I haven't fully updated the exposure. But I think Malik Washington's interesting, too, especially if you're fading Tyreek like I am. I have a slight fade on Tyreek. He's pretty far down in my rankings. Monaguy's a smash, I think. I mean, the Rutgers running backs, they can surprise. Same thing with Pacheco, right? He went late, too. Okay, interesting. Money Monaguy, good to know. Hey. Only 10 minutes. Yo, what up, OM? Nice. Let's hear it. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got in this redraft. My brother has a 12-man redraft league going on tomorrow night, PPR. So we've been talking about it. So that's exciting. The 20-second drafts, yeah, it's insane. Ooh, Elijah Mitchell. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm more of a Kareem Hunt guy. Yo, what up, Ryder? I think the DraftKings contest is a lot better value than Best Ball Mania. Yeah, would that be like the DraftKings their I think it's I don't is it just called the DraftKings main contest? I'm not on DraftKings, but I've seen a lot of people do DraftKings content. Like I'm friends with Neil Orfield and he's a former DraftKings Millie Maker winner. And he does a lot of DraftKings content, whether it's DFS or best ball. So I follow a lot of his stuff on what he's up to in DraftKings and his strategies. I think it's interesting. It's a little different. The PPR, there's some bonuses, there's 20 rounds. I think it's interesting. Might be able to get into it someday, just not for me today. I'm pretty good with the amount of contest on Underdog and what's available. I've been liking it. I just got into another best ball mania. I'm in the 2 spot. So do I go Gibbs here? Do I go Bajan here? Obviously, Jamar Chase, if available. I've gotten Chase in the 2 spot, I think once or twice already. So it's pretty funny, pretty interesting. We just did a Saquon team, so I don't think I'll do another one, but I'm happy to do Bajan or Gibbs. And I slightly into Gibbs. So I've been doing some Bajan teams lately. Let me do a Gibbs team and just go ahead and rip this one. But yeah, I'm interested. Yeah, 5th in the Albatross. It's been a while, but it was a good season. That was when Xander Schauffele had his 2 wins. Of course, Scotty won the Masters. Bryson DeChambeau got a win at the US. And then, yes, ending it with Xander. So I had Xander on that squad, of course, and Bryson. Very fun. Ah, yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, let it ride. Hey, it's Sharpman. Yo, yo, blow the whistle and ring the bell. Shout out to PPR Tyler. Hope he's getting some rest, doing well with his 2-a-days in football. I'm sure we'll see him streaming again real soon. I mean, you saw him last night with the Typhel Tower, right? Wasn't it a Friday night action? Because BBG did Typhel Tower and then he did his own stream and then he jumped on with me for like over an hour and a half last night. So that was pretty fun. But yeah, we'll get PPR Tyler on the stream sometime soon. He's taking some breaks. Sharp's down on Tyreek better for me. Yeah, I didn't want to be out on Tyreek, but the vibes are pretty off. The wrist injury last season. I think he can still break a slate. I think he can still be really good. I'm not crazy about the Dolphins in general, but I do want to build out some Tua Tyreek stacks. Yo, what up, Jason? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just finished the first Best Ball Mania. The second one's going right now. And then I think after this, I think we'll do a Husky. I think a Husky could be fun. So do a Husky tournament, and then we'll see what we can get into the rest of the night. What other tournaments are even open? Oh, the redraft team? Okay. Sweet. I see it. Let me minimize my DMs. And then, yeah, follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. Let's look at OMG Godlikes team. Give it a little like. Okay, I think you guys can see this. CD, Bowers, Tyreek, Hampton, T-Mac, Pacheco, Pearsall, Godwin, Coleman, Luther Burden, Caleb Williams. So the stack there. Anthony Richardson, Fun, Tootin, Marks, Scattaboo, Brashard Smith. That's pretty fun. Really good receivers. Really good receivers. And then if Hampton hits, you're solid. You got Brock Bowers. I like it. Oh, where are we? Here we are. Standard stuff in this one. Nakua falls a little bit. Chase Brown gets pulled up. McConkey's new home is the back end of round 2. I'm on the clock. So with Josh Jacobs, I have a bunch of Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't have any T, which is kind of interesting. So maybe I just pull T up here. I'm gonna make the drafter in the one spot take T Higgins. Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he won't to go with his Jamar Chase. Maybe he'll think, oh, I don't want T. He takes McBride. I want Josh Jacobs though, because I think he probably would have taken him. And I really like Josh Jacobs. The dude has one of the best offensive lines, and my gamble pays off. I thought for some reason the drafter in the one spot would be like, hey, I've got Chase. I don't want T. I could obviously take Josh Allen. I do have Josh Allen with Gibbs. I don't have Josh Allen with Josh Jacobs, so maybe I need to make up that combo a different time. But I start off this one, which feels good, with Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, two of the most elite running backs in fantasy football with incredible offensive lines, good quarterback play, good coaching. And then T. Higgins with Joe Burrow, probably the best pocket passer in the entire league, right? So this is a fun start. Feeling pretty good about that. Hey. Yeah, we're almost there. Was PPR my first guess this year? I'd have to think about that. I'd have to go back and look. He might have been. PPR came on super early. Pat from Fantasy Dog Pound. He's the first person I ever streamed with. Him and I had to go back to 2023. He used to bring me on his channel a few times. I think he came on super early here as well. And then the other person I'm thinking of is Bindles. Bindles was coming on really early too. So I'd have to go back and look through the logs of the old videos from I think that was the end of March is when I fired it back up. PPR was either first or second, and then one of Pat or Bindles might have been first. Would have been late March and then early April. It might have been PPR because PPR jumped on. We were talking a lot about rookies. That was the big board. That was before the NFL draft. And so we had all this rookie talk going on. And so we were, if you remember, PPR was comping all the rookies during his streams. I was pretty active in that and trying to like come up with comps too and think about all these rookies and how they could turn out and what teams they could go to. So I think there was a stream. I've been the first guest on this year that he and I like talked about the rookies. Might have been. It might have been PPR. I think you're right, Hartman. You probably saw that one. Yo, what up, Justin? Hey, I love that. Thanks for sharing. Hope you're cracking a cold one. Sounds like you are. Polishing the Harley. Very nice. Got it in the garage. Are you literally hanging out in your garage watching this at the same time? That's sick. And which beer? What do you prefer? I'm more of a Guinness guy these days, and then my local Texas beer that I like is Shiner Bock. If you ever had Shiner, it's a nice German style Bock beer here from Shiner, Texas, which is a little hill country brewery, but really nice stuff, good stuff. But I've been drinking a good amount of Guinness. I just like Guinness is just so solid to describe it in one word. It's a solid beer. Back on the clock. Terry McLaurin's falling. I think I do want to grab him here. I think I just want to go Terry McLaurin. It's like, why not? This late on Terry, I don't mind it at all. He has been going at the end of the fourth round kind of consistently. And then when it comes back around, I'll do whatever's there. I don't think I'm going to reach up for the second running back just yet. I like Hubbard fine. I think what I've been saying is if I can get Pacheco or someone else interesting to fall to me at 71, there's a lot of good running back options at 71. So I'm going to look at DJ Moore here. Rashee Rice, I'm still a little bit afraid of, but I mean, it's a risk reward type of thing. And then Devonta Smith, I really like as well. Do I go Devonta Smith? I'm going to let it hit on DJ Moore and just hope he's not a bad pick for fantasy in 2025. But getting him here at pick 50 seems nice. I remember when Best Ball Mania opened we were taking DJ Moore at like pick anywhere from the late 20s, early 30s. So he's fallen quite a bit. Obviously, they get Loveland, they get Burden. The Burden coach speak has not been good lately. It seems like he's going to have to earn the wide receiver 3 role, which I thought he'd be a shoo-in for. But Olamide Zaccheaus is showing out, holding it down, and more of a trusted target for Caleb Williams, who honestly sucks. So Caleb Williams, the accuracy is not there. Man. But Burden is more of an underneath routes kind of guy, slants, yak. So the accuracy shouldn't be a problem, but it seems like it still is. DJ Moore, they're using him out of the backfield. Like, what's going on? I don't know. Seems fine. I'll sprinkle in some DJ Moore at pick 50. Not super excited about it, but positionally, getting the third wide receiver here makes a lot of sense. And I have access to Caleb. I could do Burrow. We'll see what happens with Burrow. Obviously, Goff and Love are both good options because Gibbs and Jacobs are going to be catching a bunch of passes. In the garage. Love it. Very fitting. Oh, Nico and Puka for redraft. I like that. Oh, I thought you said redraft. Started a draft from DK. I like that for DK. I feel like Puka should not fall as much in DK because of the full PPR. Oh, man, bro goes with Chase Brown. So that's fine. That makes sense. It's a good ADP value anyways. Egbuka consistently going in the early 6th round. I predicted I'd be able to get Pacheco. Do you guys think I can land it? I'd want Pacheco. I'm not going to take Montgomery, so I might pull up Pollard again. If not, and then I could pull up Laporta. Laporta still might be there at pick 74. He's been kind of falling for some no good reason. People like Jawan Jennings. I'm ambivalent. Judy and Myers, I'm ambivalent. I'm going to go ahead and take Pacheco, who I think is a smash right now. He is looking really good at Chiefs training camp, catching a ton of wheel routes and passes from Mahomes. Exactly what I want to see. Increase that weekly scoring floor, and then his touchdowns, they'll come. If you combine Pacheco last year, his healthy games, and then Hunt's fill-in games, it's actually a really attractive running back profile, especially for an RB3 in this range. I think he's kind of the top of this tier. I put him ahead of Swift. Addison for the bring back and a wide receiver that I might need. Laporta. I've been getting really lucky with these mid-round tight ends. So I'm going to go ahead and take Addison for my wide receiver 4. It sucks. He's missing 4 out of the first 6 games, 3 with suspension and then a week 6 bye. But we're playing for week 17. He's going to be matched up with Jahmyr Gibbs. So that's kind of fun. And then 74 is a good spot to take a guy who can put up huge spike weeks, 2-3 touchdowns. What's the ceiling there? I think he's had a 3 touchdown game in his career. I know he's had multiple 2 touchdown games. I just can't remember if he's actually gotten to 3. It's pretty hard to get to 3. Yo, what up, Putt Daddy? How we doing? Hope you're having a great Saturday night, my friend. Getting some drafts in. You've seen Jordan Mason go ahead of David Montgomery. That's bold. I like it, though. I'm not there yet, and I'm one of the most bullish Jordan Mason drafters. I think the contingent upside on Montgomery and the standalone value, which is already very high, and then the contingent upside for Montgomery if Gibbs was down is extraordinarily high. But look, it almost happened here again. Montgomery going 80, Jordan Mason going 81. I don't even know. Okay, best case scenario ceiling outcome for both. Jordan Mason is playing and Aaron Jones is out. So Jordan Mason gets most of the work, like 65% of snaps at running back. Same thing for Montgomery. Same scenario. Gibbs is out. Montgomery's playing 65% of snaps, maybe more. Who has the higher ceiling in that scenario? Is it Montgomery or is it Mason? I think it's still Montgomery is the highest scoring offense in the league last year. The Vikings are not super far behind. Let me do this. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to honk that horn, as Hartman would say, Sharpman. Whatever the meme is. Oh, I did it again. Let me fix this. Okay, I fixed it. Let's go to my team comp here. I can pull it up now. Do this. It's fine. I'll keep that down. I'm up in 4 picks. The Vikings were 9th in points per game, and the Lions were first. I already know they were first, but I'll pull it up. The Lions were first in points per game. The Vikings were 9th. So not that far off, but and things change in the future, different O-line situations. I'm curious about that though. 100% ceiling outcome. Is Montgomery a better pick than Mason? I think so. But can Mason outperform Montgomery? I think the answer is also yes. I kind of want to go ETN. Seems gross. Pick 95. Maybe he just still is their RB1. It seems gross, though, because of what if Tootin takes over in the later half of the season. I've drafted a ton of Tootin, and then Tank Bigsby's still there. I'm not going to take a QB this early on this team with these guys in this scenario. I'm going to see what comes back around at picks 119, 122. It's a little bit of a risk because I could lose. I probably will lose Goff, but I've built a lot of Goff teams. Do I go Andrews or Kelsey? I've got Pacheco, so do I want the Kelsey team stack? Otherwise, I've got Andrews. Go with Jacobs again. I'm a sucker for Andrews. I'm a little bit lower on Kelsey. I've got Andrews ranked higher. Let's just roll with Mark Andrews. I thought about it because of the Kelsey team stack with Pacheco, but let's just say, Andrews is just better straight up. Let's go with that. I get a mini week 17 with Josh Jacobs. If I do get Jordan Love later, that'll come in handy. And then I also get a week 15 against T. Higgins. ETN as RB4 here. I think the risk is worth the upside that he can hold down some kind of role for the Jaguars this year with Liam Cohen's offense. Could be really interesting. Whichever running back gets the work with Liam Cohen, especially the pass catching work, I want a piece of that. If it's ETN, who we know is a better pass catcher than Tank Bigsby, and then Bashal Tootin, so has to prove himself, all of the things above. If ETN is healthy, he gets a little bit more work for one more season, or if he gets traded to the Cowboys or something crazy happens, there's a lot of upside there. So I think around pick 95, with the more information we have now this part of the season, I'm cool with it. As an RB4, it's pretty safe. I don't really need him, but it'd be nice if he does put up some big weeks. Yes, sir. I'm a big Mason drafter. He's one of my top 4 exposed players. Let's go to the best ball overlay portfolio tracker. We can see that Jordan Mason is in my top 5 exposures. He's number 3 at 21% drafted. Yeah, Bud Light in the garage. Say less. Oh, I'm all about it. Bud Light in the garage. That's my style. I'm more of a. I guess I prefer. If I'm gonna go light beer, I'm gonna go standard go to. I'm typically Coors Light or Modelo. Who's been your biggest stand? I mean, Jordan Mason's one of them. I took a ton of Jarquez Hunter because I think he's just good, and I think the Rams are going to be good. And guess what? If Stafford actually is out, they're going to run the ball more. Also, the Rams play in Atlanta Monday Night Football in Week 17. It's the last game of the slate, so I want pieces of that last game because, hey, maybe you need to move up the ladder in the 12th hour of the last week of these tournaments in the very last game. So it's a little bit of a game theory play there where it's like you just have one more guy on your round 17, 18 who could hit your flex and shoot you up a couple spots. Okay, Bo Nix has to be taken here at pick 119. What happened? Caleb Williams is still there. Let me check to see what happened. This is crazy. So, like I said, Goff did go. Otherwise, pretty standard. Kirk's been rising up. I like Kirk. Judkins goes there, and Njoku goes a lot higher in this draft. Ayuk, Cup. Okay, so nothing insane. Nick's falling at 119 is a very attractive piece. I already have the bring back with Pacheco. So now I'm interested. I think Evan Ingram was gone, right? Evan Ingram went over here. He had a nice big play. Do I grab the Caleb because I want my second quarterback, and it seems pretty good to go with DJ Moore? I think I'll do that versus just getting Mims. It's tough. Let me secure the DJ Moore with Caleb. I don't have a lot of it. I don't draft Caleb Williams a whole lot either. So I want to make sure I have some of that. Mims, it's looking good. He didn't play a whole lot of snaps last year. He's more of a role player. It's looking like he is going to be the wide receiver too. So I'm more excited about Mims than I was a month ago. But at the end of the day, I could even roll with Bo Nix unstacked. It'd be fine. I mean, Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant are both free options later anyways. Dobbins is already gone. 87 for Dobbins is kind of insane. That's a person who does not believe in RJ Harvey whatsoever. I didn't think Mims would come back around. It's unfortunate. Nix and Williams is kind of fun, though. Maybe I can do something with Trevor Lawrence. I think there's a 0% chance McCarthy comes back around. Sometimes Trevor Lawrence falls late, but not usually. Other stacks that I could do, pretty much nothing. So I could do some late. McCarthy goes. I could do some late back stacking with either Cam Ward or Bryce Young, or I just say, hey, Nix and Williams is enough. But it seems kind of thin for me. I've been building out a lot more 3 QB teams. 27 Pierce deep. That's some OHIO type shit right there. Donate for a big dog. You can DM me on Twitter and we'll figure it out. I don't have donations on the YouTube channel. I'm not at the subscriber count yet to be able to do members and donos and stuff. So it's just not possible as far as I know. But if you DM me on Twitter, if you follow me there, we can figure something out. I'll enter one if you want to sponsor one. Coming in late. What's the HN word now in drafts? I think we're like pretty psyched on HN, right? He's going 16 here. I usually see him go closer to 10 to 14. I'm pretty psyched on HN. He has a insanely good floor with his pass catching ability, and then the upside of his efficiency being there. The offense consolidates around him. He's their best player now. It's no longer Cheetah. It's no longer Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle's fine, but he's not reliable, especially when the O-line can't hold up. But HN can be their engine of the offense, their guy, their go-to. So I think we could see him smash. Yo, what up, Jeff T? Staring at a big oak tree, and my first thought was that tree is more elusive than Javonte Williams. That's poetry right there. Try In Stock if you ever see it. It's a beer brand from Iceland, hella good. I think I'm going to Google that. I think I know what that is. I've definitely not had it, but I think I know what that is. And I take your word. Oh, that looks cool. It's in stock. It's a white ale. I bet you I could find it at HEB. HEB has one of the best beer selections in the country. It's my local grocery store, HEB. It's a big Texas chain, very, very popular. This pick, blue. Penix and Pitts is sexy. Who do I take first, though? What's Colby going to do? He's not going to go Penix, I don't think. So let me go Pitts first and then try to land Penix. And then if I don't, I still get blue. Is there something I'm missing out, though, on my team? Andrews and Pitts is fine. I haven't taken a wide receiver in a really long time, but maybe I'll just hammer 4 late wideouts. I'm really good at wide receiver. This could be a hyper fragile build even. But besides the week 5 bye with Caleb Williams, which is not ideal. No, it's totally good. It pays off. Maybe this should have been a Bajan team then. I would take Blue 9 out of 10 times there, but I do want to get the third QB. I love Michael Penix Jr., and if I can stack him up with Kyle Pitts, which I don't do so often, it's pretty fun. I'll hammer some late value wide receivers, maybe some rookies, and then some veterans who are going undervalued. I've got some ideas what I can do there. I don't know if there's any other San Fran pieces I need that I could work in here, so I'm kind of without a paddle there. There's some Rams I like late for sure, both running backs and receivers, even tight ends. And then Detroit, Minnesota pieces. Minnesota pieces go so early if you don't have them already. But then for the KC piece, I've got Pacheco, Bo Nix. Like I said, there's some late options for his wide receiver partners. If you guys haven't already heard, I retweeted it today, but Eric Luttrell, aka BBG, aka the best ball guy, he's got a 12-hour live stream tomorrow. It starts at 10 a.m. Pacific and goes until 10 p.m. Pacific. I'm gonna be joining him at some point. I think I said I would join him for the last hour, but I just realized he said he was going to start it. I thought he said he was going to end it. I thought he said he's going to end it at I thought he said he's going to end it at 10 p.m. Central. But if it ends at midnight, that's fine. I mean, I could probably still swing it midnight. It'd be midnight for me in Houston here in Texas if he's ending at 10 p.m. So I could jump on. Yeah, I could jump on from 11 to midnight. I'll probably be fine. But I'm going to be jumping on at some point on the stream with him. He's going to be going all day, having a bunch of guests on. All the friends and content creators you guys know and love will be there drafting with BBG. He's doing a streamathon, a celebration of hitting, I think it was 2,000 subs. So shout out to BBG, killing it. Yeah, Hartman, that's a cool looking beer. I'll have to check that out. It sounds fun. In stock. Paradox Red from Ray's Grain, Wisconsin. I love me some Wisconsin beer. I was just there earlier this summer in June. I was at a family reunion on my wife's side. We were in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. We flew into Chicago, drove through Milwaukee, out west, an hour out of Milwaukee to Oconomowoc, did some lake and some small town relaxing, lake time, small town activities, family reunion. Really good stuff. What's up, Disbanded? How we doing? Bud Light here as well. Yeah, I'm cool with Bud Light. It's not like so last year. Let me make these picks. I'll get into story time. I've already got 3 QBs, 4 running backs. I need more receivers. I've got 4 receivers. Algier makes a ton of sense. I probably should take him to get more team stack with the Falcons now that I'm building that out, but I need receivers. I don't love Leggett, but I think the upside of him or McMillan as a year 2 is pretty decent. And I do need receivers, but like Thornton's there, Thielen and Pierce, who I all like more. Let me get a little bit different. Let me take a guy I don't usually take. I'll sprinkle in some Leggett at 167. What's his ADP? So I get about, almost 10 picks past ADP, 8 picks past ADP. It's fine. Maybe he's something, maybe he's nothing. At this point in the draft, I'm going for upside with the young receivers. But if Algier's there, do I take Algier? I kind of feel like I should to go on this team where I already have Penix. He didn't catch a lot of passes, but it's more of a team bet. I think the Falcons are just going to be kind of good. I've been taking a bunch of Algier and then 15 picks past ADP. It's like with the team stack, how can I say no? I really needed a wide receiver, but I'll be done most likely with those 5 running backs, and then I can get up to 8. Even if I'm done with those 2 tight ends, a 3-5-8-2 build. Oh, so Bud Light here as well. Last year, I have a redraft league that I'm in. It's my home league, and we started it my freshman year of high school. So it is in year, God, let's just say it's in like year 18. And we draft. We're all older now, right? So we make it a big thing. We usually do it Labor Day. It is Labor Day this year. We either drive or arrive at a destination. We all rent an Airbnb. There's 10 of us, and we hang out all Labor Day weekend. We watch the first weekend of college football. We draft. We play games. We hang out together, catch up, go out to eat, all the fun things, right? Last year we did Wimberley, Texas, in Hill Country. It's beautiful. It's right outside of San Antonio, in between Austin and San Antonio. Gorgeous Wimberley. It's on a river. We had a little river house, small town there. It's gorgeous, and hung out. But one of our buddies, he had just done a taste test with his family at some point, like 4th of July, where you get a Michelob Ultra, a Bud Light, a Coors Light, and a Michelob, a Bud Light, a Coors Light, and what's the fourth beer? What's the fourth beer? It's another. Miller Lite, on the Miller Lite, and you put them in this cardboard box with straws coming up, and then, or no, you put them in a cardboard box so you can't see which one they are. You just label them 1, 2, 3, 4, and then each guy gets a straw, and then each guy goes through and taste test through a hole, blinded, each of the four beers, and then scores on a card their ranking 1 to 4 and which they think those beers are. Out of 10 of us, only 2 people got all 4 beers right. I was one of them, and it's because I ranked Bud Light as my 4th out of those 4. But it goes back to my college days. I don't know why. I was always drinking Coors Light and Miller Lite, especially in college. So I know those 2 like the back of my hand. So I got those 2 right. Everyone else crossed those 2 up. Some people confused some people just, I guess, don't drink enough beer. They thought like they couldn't figure out Bud Light from a Michelob Ultra. But if you miss one, you miss 2. So you either get you can get 1 right, you can get 2 right, you can't get 3 right, or you can get 4 right. Some people got 0 right, which was hilarious to me. Just, I guess, non-beer drinkers, but we make them drink beer. It was fun. That is, if you need a good time with a group of people and you want to do, if you're drinking, if you want to have some fun around, beers, and you got a bunch of 30 racks laying around, you got a bunch of sixers, you can play this little taste. It's kind of like Coke or Pepsi taste test, right? It's hilarious. It's really fun. Okay, Alec Pierce is there. Smash. These 2 picks, and then after that, it's going to be my 18th round pick. It's easily Alec Pierce here for me. I have a ton of Alec Pierce. He's so good. He is just so good. He's a little injured right now, so I'm concerned, but he's a spike week guy. That's what we're drafting for. I took Leggett, so I don't know if it makes sense to get Coker on this team. I think I'm good with the 5 running backs. Jerome Ford going this late still seems like a value to me. It's such an ambiguous situation. Even if Quinshon Judkins plays, Jerome Ford could easily be their pass catching back. He could beat out Dylan Sampson for the role. I've got a bunch of Jerome Ford. He goes there, so I don't have to worry about that. Also, I don't really need another running back here. Wide receiver. We're going to go tight end. I think I'm going to sprinkle in some Slayton. Oh, you know what? I probably should have sprinkled in one of the Broncos guys. It's cool. I don't think I'm going to draft a Broncos guy on this one. because I think Pat Bryant was who I was looking for. I don't even think he's available. I think he did actually get drafted, and he goes undrafted a lot now. Yeah, Pat Bryant was gone. That's kind of who I was looking for. So, I mean, if Jack Besh is there, I think he's kind of hard to pass on. Ray Ray's fun, stacked up. Zacchaeus is kind of a crazy throw in there. Whittington is a nice bring back. Franklin would be stacked up. Running backs, I could toss in a Quorum or a Hunter as bring backs, even a Hunt. I think I have Pacheco though, so let's go against that. So I don't think I need another running back. I mean, no one's going to take Zacchaeus or Franklin or Whittington and McLeod. The odds that all of those guys are gone is insanely low. We'll get one of them, probably a receiver. Let me scroll through. Is my receiver room that because my first receiver was T. Higgins, then McLaurin, DJ Moore, Addison. Could I stop with those 7? Do I need another tight end for some reason? I don't think. Tight end doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts, roll the die. I guess because Addison's suspended, I want some early coverage. Alec Pierce is hurt. Gibbs, Jacobs, Pacheco, Etienne, and Algier does seem like it can hold it down. So I think I can just stop at 5 because even with 2 of them in a week 8 bye and 2 in a week 5 bye, I'm going to have one of Gibbs or Jacobs available every week, and then Pacheco's available for all of those buys. I think Franklin goes, Washington goes, Besh goes. Kind of the guys I said, not all of them would go, but some of them did go. Adonai Mitchell's there. I think he's a great pick on any team. He's a fun pick. I think Noel's a pretty fun pick. Giddens can be really nice. Taj Brooks can be nice. I have a bunch of Brooks. I guess I still have a decent amount of Giddens. I think I'm good with 5 running backs. Those top 3 is pretty strong. If ETN is who he is, it's really strong. To me, this is like a Ray and Pitts with Penix. Zacchaeus, I'm not going to draft him on this one. I already have DJ Moore, so I'm not going to force it. Whittington as a bring back is pretty interesting too, though. Same thing with Quorum and Hunter. I just don't think I need the running back for Quorum and Hunter. So I'm going to go with Ray. And I think he can be a guy. Mooney, missing some games, but Ray played more slot snaps than most other slot receivers last season. So now he's already on the field. Now we're just seeing potentially increased target share, opportunity share with Mooney out. When Mooney comes back, when is that? And what's his health like? The shoulder could be pretty debilitating. So I'm cautiously optimistic about Mooney, but I'll take an 18th round McLeod, who's also looking pretty good in training camp and could have a big career year with Michael Penix. Would be fun. Interesting squad. We'll review this one. Let me catch up with y'all. It's been a little bit in the chat. You guys know how I do it. Yeah. Yeah, the late running backs are going earlier. So what I've been doing, and I already had planned this, but I know this to be true, the further we get into drafting season, the closer we are to September, you can build more robust running back teams. You can take a hyper fragile approach. You can take 3 running backs before pick 75 and have high confidence in those, and then just get lucky with your last ones. Fill it in whenever you can to get a value like Algier falling 15 picks. Yo, what up? Stanislaw Bukowski. Achan is hurt. Ollie's going to be the next to rocket up to round 15. Achan is hurt. I didn't see that. Was that part of the game today? Dealing with soft tissue injury. I didn't see this. I had a family day today, touching grass. Let's read this. Oh, wait, and then let me catch up with Justin too. Justin was saying I have Twitter, but don't pay. Yeah, you don't have to pay on anything on Twitter. You should be able to DM me on Twitter. Um, and then if you really are interested in sponsoring a big dog, I'm down. I'll shoot you a DM, and then you can respond to that if you're interested. Oh, I have to. Maybe you might have DMs turned off. You might have DMs turned off. I'm not sure. Let me check. No, I can DM you. I'll DM you right now. It's been a minute since you texted since I saw your message, but I'll say yo. Uh, okay. Okay, so let's read this. I'll increase the size a little bit. I haven't seen this yet. That's maybe why you guys talk about Achan. Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel said Saturday that Achan is dealing with a soft tissue lower body injury. Okay, we don't love that. That's going to be a hamstring. It isn't serious. It's concerning. Reassessed this week. Between days and weeks. Oh gosh. He sat out today. I think he would have sat out anyways, right? Or did they play the starters? No, all the starters sat out anyways. Hmm. This is good intel because I probably should have been hammering Ollie Gordon in these drafts already. Now I definitely will keep that in mind, and Ollie Gordon will be rising for sure. Let's see how sharp the room was. Where did Jalen Wright and where did Ollie Gordon go in this one? Wright goes 186, so that's almost like no one noticed. Gordon goes 203, that's also like no one noticed. So I think I'm not super worried about Achan. I wouldn't make any abrupt changes yet, but Ollie Gordon was already a pretty decent pick in the 18th round. Let's just prioritize him a little bit more in these drafts tonight. Maybe. Had to pay $7 a month for Twitter. That's just so I can stream to Twitter. I do that so that my live streams are broadcast on Twitter. But I have PayPal. I also have Venmo. So I don't think you have to pay for Twitter to respond there, but I'm just making sure. I don't think so. I think you can just check your Twitter DMs. I think you should be able to see what up there. Um, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Mm, let me see what I can do. Let me see. Then we'll review this team and we'll get back into some other drafts. But we might be cooking up a big dog potentially here with Justin. We'll see. We'll see. I just need to figure out how to connect. Let me see real quick. Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, Justin, I sent you a DM on Twitter. I said, yo, if you respond to that DM, we can figure something out. We can see what we can do. If you're interested in sponsoring a big dog, I'm open to it. if you're cool with that, I mean, why would I say no? Um, Alarm set for a big dog. Okay, we got some interest. Oh, for um for BBG's 12-hour stream. Hell yeah. Miller, water, trash. Honestly, I don't drink a ton of light beer these days. I do prefer like a Guinness or like a Bock style beer. Yo, what up, Steve? How we doing? Appreciate you being here, my man. Steve's gonna be on BBG stream tomorrow too. Trying to fill a big eliminator. Honestly, Dirty, I was telling BBG this last night. I'm not really interested in the big eliminator. I only got 30 eliminators in. It just filled so quick, and I didn't want to do slows. But the different format for the big eliminator, it's not as interesting to me. And I feel like I don't want to chase after the eliminator. If they would have released a little eliminator that was the exact same format as the original eliminator, or even an eliminator 2, I would have been interested, but the big eliminator just doesn't really do it for me. So I don't think I'm gonna do any of those. I'm interested in doing some Huskies before it fills. Obviously, the best ball manias, marathons, sprints, here and there. I haven't done any puppy threes yet. I'm not really doing the flocks. And then I tried to fill a Great Dane last night, and I couldn't fill it in a whole hour. So, but I wasn't really broadcasting that I was trying to fill it. It was waiting on 5, and then it was waiting on 2, and then it never filled, and it was waiting on 7. So I was pretty sad. Oh, Steve's doing a big Elam Monday afternoon. Well, Godspeed. Out with friends, probably not doing anything crazy tonight. Yeah, I feel that. Feel that. Getting a couple of those. Interesting sweat. I don't know. I haven't looked into the big limiter. The format is so different. I haven't looked into it too much. Steve likes the format. We'll probably do 1 or 2. Okay. Okay, so you guys kind of like the big elim. I might have to hear Steve talk about it or draft. Maybe I'll watch Steve stream it on like Monday, and then I'll change my tune, but not sure 100% on that tonight. Yes, I'm not gonna. It is a big one tonight. I'm not gonna watch it. I'll see like the Twitter highlights, and I'll just kind of like probably watch some like reruns. I'm not gonna watch it live though. But yeah, I was talking to one of my cousins today at a family event about the card. He's really into UFC. I'm pretty into UFC. I follow it. I'm not like a diehard fan, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I like the big cards. So Duplessis, Chimaev, I think tonight, from what I'm hearing, is going to be a good fight. So for a belt too, right? It's for a title, as they say. So I think it's interesting, but I haven't. It's funny. This is one of the summers I have been like less focused on the UFC in like the last 6 months. I don't know what it is. The other years I've been much more tuned in, like much more into like illegally streaming the events, but I haven't been doing it as much. I've been just kind of catching up with the box scores and the results on Twitter, honestly, Hartman. But I mean, nothing more fun than going over to a buddy's house and watching a pay-per-view event and chilling on like a Saturday night. It is a good way to hang, watch some fights. I remember in I think it was I mean I gosh, I think I was in high school when who were we watching? It was it must have been because it was a long time ago. It was Chuck Liddell that I was watching in high school. I yeah, I think Because even yeah, it must have been. It must have been. Because now also I was thinking of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar had some fights, but that was I was already in college or it was even after college or right around the end of college. Brock Lesnar had a fight. I'm trying to think who he fought, but Lesnar got beat up. And I think he had even won some too. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I've been, here and there watching fights over the years. Probably the last what is that, 10 years? Yeah, so the good advance rate, that makes sense. You got one because Chad Candles jumped in one early morning. It was already like +3. That's nice. We doing a husky? I think so. I think let's do a husky. I think that's the play. I think that's what we should do. Let's do a husky. I'll review this team and then get ready, queue it up. We'll try to join it. If you guys want to draft with me, I'm cool to draft you guys in a husky. We'll kind of queue it up together if you're down for that. I'll let y'all know. Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, probably. I wonder. I feel like it might have been. I can't remember. It's been so long. Cain would have definitely messed up Lesnar. Like he would have definitely. Like Lesnar would not have. I feel like it was Lesnar facing someone that wasn't as well known, and we thought there was a chance Lesnar could actually win, and he just got beat up. Vasquez. Um, I think so. I think he can. Right. What did it even end at today? We were watching it. I didn't see the very last hole. McIntyre's up by 4. Yeah, McIntyre's up by 4. Yeah, Scotty can definitely catch up. I like Bobby Mack though. He kind of had a slow end of the season. Other guys in there, I like McNeely, I like Hall, I like Burns, Oberg, but I think it's Scheffler or Mack. No one else has a chance. Oberg would have to shoot the lights out, and Scheffler and Mack would have to falter. So, well, all right, we're doing a husky. Got all my dogs in here. Let me review this team. Y'all get ready. I'll type in the chat. I'll show it on screen for about 10 seconds before I hit enter on the Husky 2. It's going to fill quickly. Let me review this team. 3582 Best Ball Mania. It is a Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix. So is this rookies or in sophomores, or is this a Best Ball Mania? Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Isaiah Pacheco, robust running back. Feeling high T today. Did my push-ups. Very functional between sets today. Travis Etienne, is he dust or is he back? Algier, ADP value team stack. T. Higgins, push him to the 3rd round. They call me the Oracle. They call me a lot of things. McLaurin is fine. He's been falling to relative to where we got him in the beginning of Best Ball Mania season. I think it's a good pick. DJ Moore stacked up, ended up being fine. Addison suspended, missing 4 out of the first 6 games. Yeah. Leggett, okay, fine. Pierce, I drafted him on every team. What else is new? Slayton, a lot of people like him. Steve likes him. I'm in. McLeod stacked and snaps, big snaps. Mark Andrews, Kyle Pitts. Ever heard of elite tight end? That was fast enough. Let me pull it up on screen. We're doing a Husky 2. It is 92% filled. When you see it in the chat that I've entered it, is when you know to press enter. Because there's sometimes a lag, whatever. I think the chat's faster. So in the chat, I'm going to say entering now, Husky 2. And when you see that pop up in the chat, that means I've actually already hit enter on the stream and y'all can jump in. And it was waiting on 8, so I think we're going to be good. Y'all should be able to make it in. Let's roll a clip. I'm going to do a quick stretch and we'll come back and start this draft. Why don't we roll the waiting on 4? So definitely if you want to get in for the Husky 2, waiting on 3, you can still make it in. Why don't we roll the... Let's do the Diggs clip. It's a pretty quick one. Let me find. Oh, here it is. It's only 17 seconds long. Let me do a longer clip. I'm gonna be right back. Let me do the T-Mac clip, and I'll see y'all on the other side. We're still waiting on 3 for Husky 2. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I saw your stuff. How do you do photos without doing this? This is one way to do it. Let's see. Oh my god. Still waiting on 3? What's going on? Let me refresh. Waiting on 2. Waiting on 2 for a Husky 2. Gonna let the dog back in. Oh, you'll get her? Okay, thanks. There you go. You'll get to make 1 pick 20 hours from now. Good luck. Oh, is that a video? That scared me. Oh, no way. Let's go, Hartman. All right, big dog on Hartman. This is what I'm talking about. We're waiting on 1. These Husky 2s have not been filling for me either. I've sat in Husky 2s for like 20 minutes in the last week, and twice was not able to fill them, and like then had to go do something else, had to exit. So I have not done like a ton of Husky 2s. I think I've done 5 or 6. And I would have done them already, but they don't fill. I don't want to do any more slows. I don't know how I'm going to be able to fill a Great Dane. Drafters tonight. Oh, Gerardo. I thought about doing that with all the promos they have going on right now. I thought about doing some drafters this weekend. The promo for drafters, it applies to tomorrow night, right? Like I can do it on Sunday. It's not just tonight, right? Let me know, Gerardo. There's a promo if you do 5. If you do 5 fast, you get 1 free. I think that's what it is. I'm interested. I've never done drafters, but I'd be open to jumping over there this weekend if that is their promotion. And then I've never done it, so I'd get a $100 deposit match. So I could do, I think that's what it is. So then I would get like, it's like buy, and it's $20 entry, right? Or is it 10? I thought it was 20. Buy 5, get 6 free. That's what the deal would be this weekend if you're a first-time user. So I'm pretty interested. I screenshotted it. I have to take a look. And only if it's, I mean, if it's tonight, I might be too late. I think it's tomorrow though too. Yeah, the Huskies don't fill, and it is all chat. Face me in a Great Dane. It works tomorrow. Okay, Gerardo, I might do some tomorrow. I might do some tomorrow. I mean, you have to do 5 fast, and each one takes what? Almost an hour, so that's a lot of drafting, but let me think about that. I'll do some more research. Is it even possible to how long is the average drafter's draft? It's about 40 minutes, or is it in a whole hour? Because if it's 40 minutes and I could do 5 and then I get the credit and I can do them later, then I think it might be worth it to do 5 in about 3.5 hours and then get credit for 6 that I can do later. Let me know if that's right. If I'm thinking about that right. $100 match for new depositors. Each drafter's main is $20 entry. And then the promo is you draft 5 over the weekend, you get 1 free. So I'd pay for 5 and I'd get 6 for free, essentially is what it is for new time users. I think I've got that figured out. Okay, sweet. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it'll fill by then, Steve. I think you'll be good to go. All tournaments exposure. It's gonna be Neighbors for me. I think Neighbors is a smash pick here. I don't know how I'm slightly underweight. We've got P Punch in the 3 spot. What up, brother? How you doing tonight? The world famous Huron River Rat Jason in the 5. OM Godlike, my man, in the 6. I'm in the 9. We got Sharpman in the 10 and Steve in the 11. If you're in this draft as well and I didn't call you out, you want to say what up in the chat, come say what up. Let us know where you're drafting from, how your night's going. If you're sipping Bud Lights or you're sipping Miller Lights, that's kind of the question of the night. I have a poll here as well. You guys might have seen the YouTube poll. You can vote on it. You can slap the like if you haven't already. Help me out. I'd appreciate it. If you're new, if you're watching this in the future, and somehow you've entered this stream replay and you're an hour and 47 minutes in, and you haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what else you need to see, but I would appreciate you. I'm not worried about soft tissue injury in this time box contest format for Achan. I want to win, so I will take him at pick 16. I'll have faith that whatever he's dealing with, he'll be better when it counts, when I need him. But I don't love hearing that. And I'm the one who has to fall on the knife here in this draft. Yeah, I probably won't either unless something else miraculous happens or someone wants to split one in like a really interesting way, but even then I don't even know if it's worth it. Might as well do like a main event. The deal is through tomorrow. Great Danes, though. Yeah, I'm trying to do at least one Great Dane. Wasn't the first Great Dane 250 and now this one's 200? I think that's what happened. I didn't do the first Great Dane either. It closed too fast. Okay, drafters is like 45, 50 minutes. So getting in 5 of those, I mean, it's practically it's a lot. I'd have to do all drafters tomorrow if I did, which I might do. Do 2 at once. Honestly, Steve, you're a genius. I didn't even think about that. Do 2 at once. Do it in half the time. Draft, 2, 2, and then 1, or 1 to get a feel for it, and then 2, 2, and then I get 6 free tickets. Essentially 6 free entries, and then I could trickle those in over the next week or so, doing like 1 a day or something. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be interested. I've never done drafters. That might be what it takes to get me there. Neighbors, Achan. Let's see what this drafter does. Id Banger. I feel like I recognize that name. He does take Lamar. I'll go Hampton here. It's totally cool. I'll just take a Hampton. Neighbors H. Hampton. Worthy goes pick 30 to Godlike. Evans goes pick 28. And Jigba goes pick 25. So get your guy season in these Husky 2s, apparently. Daniels in the 3rd round. I like that. Just multi them. They have a good setup for that. And it's a 30-second timer. That makes sense. I've seen people do drafters on stream. I just have never set up an account there. Uncle Ernest on the rocks for me tonight. I don't get it went right over my head, Jason. Did an Uncle Ernest. I'm thinking of that character from the movies, like Ernest character. Uncle Ernest. What is that from? It's going right over my head. I'll just take Kittle. Or Hurts. I'm going to go Kittle. I think the receivers at 57 and 64 are both decent. I'm probably going to chill with the running backs, but there are also some nice running backs in those range too. Kittle at 40 is fine. Fun for me. Uncle Ernest. What am I missing here? Uncle Ernest. Doesn't ring a bell. It's a brand of beer. It's new. It's a whiskey. It's a brand of whiskey. Okay. It's kind of okay. I just had never heard that. Interesting. Apparently it has to do with the history of the founding of Jack Daniel's Distilling. Uncle Ernest. He's like a historical figure in whiskey lore. Very interesting. Okay, nice. So Jason is pounding him. Pounding back the whiskey. He's feeling good. He's taking Josh Allen in round 3. I like it. Pick 29. It's a good spot. With Gibbs, McConkey, and Allen. Brees Hall, Sutton. It's a fun start. I'm almost on the clock here. HN, Hampton, Neighbors, Kittle. I need a receiver. Chuba's there. I get Travis Hunter. Crazy to get Travis Hunter as a wide receiver 2. I feel like I don't usually do that, but it just fits this build the way we've been drafting in this room. What's going on? Guys like Smith or Flowers, who sometimes fall, weren't there. Hartman goes Pearsall at 58. Tell us how you really feel. Hey, P-Punch, what's up, my man? Oh, sipping some red wine. Classy individual. Did the red wine come from a box or a bag? Or a bottle? Probably a nice bottle. You know, could be like a cab or something nice. All right, I'm back on the clock. James Conner there, Agbuka there. I think I'm in a space where I do want to go receiver, even though I'm pretty set up with the running back. Okay, I'll just take Agbuka. Going really young with these receivers. James Conner probably puts up more points, but maybe Egbuka can be a guy I need in certain weeks. Really fun offense. Get the week 17 with Achan, which let's review the details of this tournament. 312, 2-8. So it's a fourth, and then a 6 advance, 117 seed final. So you don't need anything crazy. You got to have a strong but balanced build and then get lucky in week 16. Week 17, you need to do exceptionally well in week 17. Still beat out 116 other people to go from $400 to 50,000 up top. So it's a nice little tournament. Still want to build a pretty strong team. I don't know how much different from the other standard tournaments I feel that I want to draft. Oh yeah, that makes sense too. Kind of stagger them. Fading Henry early so I can click him over Achan now and say, I need more big dog. Yeah, exactly. Exactly what's going on. Wow. Sharpman is fading Achan now. He is worried about the hamstring. Man, news travels fast. First one was 250. That's what I saw. Okay, nice. Okay, cool. Well, it looks like I picked the right one to try and fail to get into because I still haven't been able to fill a Great Dane, but oh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I could pull that off with my 5 paid and then 6 free and then draft. Well, I guess I don't know if that would I guess I wouldn't be able to do that, but something to keep in mind. I would like just miss out. Hmm. He's injured, but I feel like it's a tier break, so I do want to get Jaden Reed on this team. It sounds like he shed the walking boot. He's still not practicing. I don't know. I don't know, man. But he can spike. He's not going to be playing in 2 wide sets. Not ideal. But wide receiver 4, pick 81. Let me see what else happens here. Oh, Nagy TV at the 101. Panther 2323. What's up, brother? Good to see you in here. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. We're all just drinking beer, wine, whiskey. We're drinking it all. We're all hanging out, drafting some teams. It's a fun tournament. Yeah, Panther 2323. Definitely seen in some of these rooms. Chase Brown. So you got Jamar Chase Brown is like what I like to call it. You know, one name. That's a fun start. The JSN bring up. Get different, get your guys. Ridley, I like that there. Burrow, you got the stack. And, don't risk it. I think in this format too, getting Ridley there is totally cool. Connor and Diggs, strong start. Wow, Connor at 72 feels good. Mason does go to Steve. Bummer for me. I could go B-Rob. I could just take Baker. I'm going to make a bet in this one on Baker Mayfield. And then I'm going to chill. I'll have to come back to running back. B-Rob could be in a good spot. Somewhat underwhelming last season. Not ever going to hit those elite scoring weeks consistently, it seems like. Or maybe he does this year. Maybe things change. They lean on the run even more. JCM, Bill, Krosky Merritt, he seems like he is dealing with a minor injury himself. I think I saw that. Jacory. I wonder if it says it here. He's limited in return to practice, the shoulder, so that's seems fine. This Husky too. Through the first 8 rounds, I've got a 1-2-4-1 balance build with Baker Mayfield stack up with Amika Egbuka. I got Achan, Hampton, Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter, plus Jaden Reed and George Kittle. I've seen Keon Coleman consistently going higher, kind of in these 90s. So it's just something I've noticed. Higgins still goes. He had risen from the low hundreds to like the low 90s to like the high 80s, mid 80s. But we got some reaffirmation today that Kirk is really the wide receiver too. Whether or not we should believe that, and if Higgins is still the better value, but Kirk's going to continue to rise, and he's going a little bit later in the draft, so I think he's a pretty safe pick. I do like Higgins. I got a bunch of Higgins, so I'm not like out on him. And then yeah, I mean I have my own rankings. I have Kirk a little bit higher. Time box, so doesn't hurt to get Dobbins. The question is, do I want to stack up Purdy with Kittle? Do I think at 129 I'll have some options? Probably. But I might as well take the slight fall on ETN. I've got Hunter, so it's more of a team bet on Jacksonville. Makes me a stronger case for getting T-Law potentially later. Yeah, Hartman had Rick Pearsall, Slick Rick, so I thought he might go Purdy. He did already have Murray. So I think I'm cool though to push quarterback because I've got some nice options later. To go with even Achane or Hampton, but definitely like a target for T-Law. I got to see where the Brian Thomas Jr. drafter is. It is the guy that we might not know, Jay-Z Rucker in the 12 spot. So I might be able to defend and take T-Law earlier before he has the option to do it. That could be a good spot for me. Okay, sweet. So I'm not the only one. Yeah, it's whiskey. Hell yeah, Steve. I'll definitely if I really get into it tomorrow, I might get into it. And then I'll probably just rip those drafts, but then like if I have a follow-up on after that, the continuation of the drafts. Tuckercraft could be interesting. Kirk could be nice. I think I'll just go Kirk and continue to build out the strong wide receiver room before the cliff. I thought about going Scatterboo or Tuckercraft. Tuckercraft would have been nice for my team stack. Then I'm going with Green Bay here. I think that would have been another really good pick. Wasn't meant to be necessarily. I've been seeing Marvin Mims kind of going steadily higher too. Uncle Nearest. I thought he said Uncle Ernest. Uncle Nearest, Uncle Ernest typo. That's why maybe I was so confused. You guys are jumping for Ricky? What's the Ricky news? What did I miss on Ricky? Ricky's going 5-6 spots higher now? And then where did Rome end up going? Oh, Steve took Rome after you went Pearsall. What's the Ricky news? Did I miss out? Is there some Ricky news from today? I haven't seen everything yet today. I need y'all to fill me in. Just because he catches the ball. He caught 3 or 4 targets for 42 yards. First drive, half the team's yardage. Plenty of talk about his breakout. Juwan Jennings and I didn't play. I mean, I guess Pearsall is the only healthy receiver for the 49ers. There's something to that. Okay. All right. Adjust the ranks. JCM has a shoulder, probably not a big issue. McCarthy's still available. I don't really have a way to stack McCarthy, but he's got some rushing upside, so wouldn't be crazy. I like my 5 receivers. I can kind of chill on those for now. I don't have any bye week overlaps. Running back, I feel good about too, though. So I need to figure out what I need to spend this next pick on that even makes sense. Stroud, Douglas, Michael Penix all go. Mixon goes at 133. That's probably one of the latest I've seen him go. So that's interesting. Little interesting intel there. I like Dallas Goedert a good amount. And then obviously I take a bunch of blue. I would take blue here. I am going to take JJ McCarthy and get a slight faller on him. His ADP is 123. I get him at 136. Don't have a great way to stack him and play out of this, but he is mobile and I mean, I could have waited for Tua. I could have waited for Russell Wilson, but let me go ahead and pull the trigger on JJ McCarthy. I'll figure something out. But there's honestly there's no harder quarterback to backstack than JJ McCarthy. He is literally the hardest quarterback to backstack. Maybe Ty Felton's just the last man standing, even though he's a special teamer. I honestly think that if Jalen Naylor is going to miss any time with his hand, they're going to have to bring someone in. That's some high quality H2O. Okay, UFC main event starting. Will Candyman read this before I come back? Nope, that was like 8 minutes ago. Want to start taking more Kirk? I've been taking more Kirk. I've been drafting him too much in the last 24 hours after I read the kind of new blurbs. Let's see. Goddard 149. Why is Goddard falling? Is there any news on Goddard? I feel like I've seen him fall. Hartman's 0% chance. Don't waste your winnings. I'm betting on that. Hey. Get out of here. I've seen Rachaad White fall a lot, so I feel like I'm not going to force and take him here. Tillman, I don't love. I honestly might just take Rashad White. I think I'll just do that. I don't even like the options here. All of the tight ends I wanted were gone. The wide receivers are very flat tier. I don't like grabbing any of those guys particularly. Even Tillman, I'm just like, it's whatever. Tua is still there, of course. The one time I take the unstacked JJ McCarthy because he falls, but then Tua's still available at like pick 160. Rashad White, I have no idea. He's injured. He's not good. He does catch balls. He's good at pass blocking. Bucky Irving's going to completely take over the role, but I think Bucky. Quickly, I can get to this. I think Bucky could be playing like 65% of snaps. There's still some meat left on the bone and a good offense for a guy. I'm on the clock. I'll just go McMillan, right? Just more bets on the Bucks. Rashad White. Rashad White. So Bucky was at 45 last year. I think he'll get to like 65. Rashad White was pretty bad. Was at 55.7, and that's averaged over the season. If I think of the role, like what does a James Conner get as like a true workhorse? I'm pretty sure he's about 65. He's at 61% snap share, so even less. And then who else do I think of in terms of kind of that middle range? It would have been like last year's Mixon, although he was hurt, so I don't know if this is a good comp, but he was in the 63%, so it's pretty good. Last one I'll pull up would be, let's think. Pollard. Pollard was more of a split back, splitting with Tajay Spears, but still the main guy. And he's at actually almost 70%. So he's much more of the dominant guy, not really a split as we like to think. All interesting things. I think that's Bucky's ceiling is kind of that range. So then there's still, if Pollard is the 70% guy and Tajay Spears is still interesting, then why can't Rashad White be still interesting on a better team? Who's actually Rashad White's done more than Tajay Spears ever has or probably ever will in his career already. Weird to say, but also Spears can have big smash weeks. He's already injured right now, so I don't know why I'm talking down Spears, but Horton going 169. Hopefully his injury's minor. A Okonkwo at 170. He's been a riser this week. Autocorrect gotcha. Sure. Are you sure it wasn't the uncle nearest? Just looked good in the game. Okay, I'm following. Looked like an alpha in the preseason. Hey, you know what they say? If you're an alpha in the preseason, then you might as well get inducted into the Hall of Fame already. What do I want from this team? What do I want from this pick? This turn here. I'm on the clock at pick 177. I'll just take Shipley here. I'm already kind of punting my tight end too. I've got Kittle, and so it's not really an issue. Solid at QB with the 3. I took Mayfield, then Lawrence McCarthy. I do have Hunter and ETN. I don't have any Vikings or Lions. Mayfield, I've got like a triple stack going with like Buka, McMillan, the bring back with Achane, and also Rashad White. Just took Will Shipley because, hey, if we're talking about guys who look good in the preseason, why not Will Shipley? I think he could honestly have a little bit of standalone value. Barkley played a bunch of snaps last year. Did he play more than Pollard? Yes, 76%. And we had Pollard. Wasn't he close to 70? Yeah, yeah. So that makes sense because Saquon was about as high as you can get. They're the only guys who've higher is like Kyron, right? Kyron was at what, 80% snaps? 88%, number one in snap share. Kyron Williams. We got some dart action, some Taj Brooks, some Rico Dowdle. I'm going to go Kate Otten. If you're going to bet on Baker Mayfield, go hard. 2 receivers, a running back, and a tight end for the Bucks. If Baker Mayfield's going to pay off his ADP, he's going to have to go for 4,540 again with 3 rushing touchdowns and 380 rushing yards. People forget, I mean, Baker Mayfield was 90% as good on the ground with rushing yards and touchdowns as Bo Nix. And people think of Bo Nix as like a mobile quarterback, but not Baker Mayfield, I guess. Or maybe people have never really like completely undersold Baker for being mobile, but I think Nix is thought of as like having a higher rushing upside, and he probably does, but Baker is decent. Maybe he gets lucky with the touchdowns there last season. I thought about going Pierce. I just have so much Pierce. He would have made sense on this team. I'm drafting the Jaguars, but maybe I can pull something off later. Ooh, Jordan Whittington going pick 187. That's pretty fun. Ollie Gordon goes. We're keeping tabs on that. It's a nice pick. You guys let him fall again if we think Achan's actually hurt. Mason Taylor looking good in camp, back healthy. That's a fun one. Manor is interesting. They're trying to get him more targets, get him on the field. Flacco goes in this one. Woody Marks 195. Tesla 197. He's a guy I would have considered on this build potentially. 3.562. The receivers are pretty strong, actually, pretty decent. No serious buy overlaps. I feel good with those 2 tight ends, and I'll probably grab one more running back since I waited so long for my other ones. But I will get Adonai Mitchell here. I think that's how I want to play it as my last receiver, number 7. 3.672 build could be. I don't think there's. And why is Gesicki falling so much? Just the kind of he's ruled out for second preseason game. Hamstring. Oh, okay. The lingering hamstring. I had heard about that. I didn't realize that it was still a thing going on. I have way too much Gesicki for my own liking as it is. Not really afraid of Fant though. Could be a Giddens team. I don't know. How am I going to get there at the Vikings? I'm literally not, but I'll just take a naked McCarthy. The offense is too consolidated. I don't think Naylor pays off. Oh, Giddens goes. Bummer. I can get Keaton Missile. I could do. I already have Achan. I'm not going to go Malik Washington, but I thought about it. Let me go Keaton. He's got a hamstring injury too. Bummer. I did see that. I thought I heard it was minor though. Let me pull up that news blurb. Maybe it's updated there. Everyone's hurt. It's football season. Hamstring injury, should be able to play next Saturday against Washington. Hasn't practiced in a week, but he looked good there. What we didn't know, yeah, we knew it was minor something, soft tissue. We didn't know until today, though. I don't know. Luckily, I don't need much out of my running back 6, but Rashad White injured. Keaton Mitchell injured. That's no good. Devon Achane injured. Wow, I'm just taking all the injured players. What'd you guys let me do? You guys aren't filling me in on the training camp news fast enough. McLeod goes again. That's always fun. I should just know if I'm going to queue a player and in these later rounds, he's probably injured, and I'm the only one who's the fish who hadn't figured it out yet. That we ripped that draft. That went pretty quick. Ricky Slick Rizzy P. Okay. Yeah, I'm not there. I gotta get more, I guess. And the Niners play Sunday Night Football, so kind of one of the late games in the Week 17 slate against the Bears. Kind of fun. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Steve. I think Felton's not worth drafting. I think he's a special teamer at best. He's competing to be in the special teams, I guess. Size him up for the jacket. Thanks for letting me get first place in this one, boys. Jason, feeling bold and brash. Yeah, glad three of us are advancing. Steve, also so humble. OMG is very humble as well. Hey, Nagy TV, thanks for ripping one with us. Always good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you, brother. Doing another one. I guess we could. Let me. I'll do a quick review of my team. I don't think I'm going to review any of y'all's teams. Y'all can review your own teams and then make a video out of it and post it on Twitter and tag me. I'd be here all day reviewing our teams if we did. And I don't have super chats or anything because I'm small. Subscribe to my channel. Help me to get to 500 so I can force y'all to super chat me 99 cents to sauce your teams. Probably another one. I think so. The people want another one. The Swedish fish. Yes, I used to like Swedish fish a lot. They just I don't really do gummies these days. They get stuck in the teeth. Not great. My daughter though, she calls them her fish. They're like these sugar-free they have like 1 gram of carb, kind of like they're fake Swedish fish. I forget what the brand is. It's one of these new millennial focused brands that gives healthy candy to kids, which kind of seems like a sin in itself to give healthy candy. But at the same time, if we're gonna coerce her to do something, you can bribe her with 1 fish. Pretty nice. Bribing 3-year-olds. I highly recommend a pack of Pokemon cards, a sugar-free Swedish fish, a small scoop of low-carb ice cream, keto ice cream even, a protein bar that looks like a chocolate bar. I mean, these kids are being tortured, what we're doing to them with all these healthy alternatives. My parents were giving me Pop-Tarts, so I turned out just fine. But at the same time, now I'm the parent, and I'm like, well, please don't eat that Pop-Tart. Oh my gosh, I was hanging out with my family today. My sister, she got 2 boys. I got 2 nephews, and I'm upstairs like doing something, and I hear downstairs my sister goes, "Hey," she's just talking to either me or my wife, who are both not in the room. "Hey, can she have this? Can she have this fruit by the foot?" And I'm just like, hell no. Like, no, do not give her a fruit by the foot. My 3-year-old's never had a fruit by the foot. Don't give her one. It's better that it's an unknown, that she just doesn't know what it is, never had one. Because the minute you give her one, she's going to be asking me for one twice a day, every day, and twice on Sunday kind of situation. And I'm going to be made out of fruit by the foot. Like, and I mean, if you're going to be addicted to something, fruit by the foot is not ideal for keeping your toddler's teeth clean and diet-wise, so but, I used to eat a fruit by the foot literally every day in my elementary school brown lunch bag. Times have changed. Let's get into another one. What are we drafting next? Yeah, what do you guys think? Um, Post it in the chat what you wanna draft next. I'm thinking, a Husky too. I wanna check I know it's almost filled. I wanna do a couple more of them, so maybe another Husky 2 tonight. Sauce your team for free, B minus. Yeah, I'd probably agree. I'd probably agree. But a B minus could still advance out of this 3 out of 12 advance. So you might only need a B minus to get into the playoffs. Husky, I thought fruit was healthy for kids though. Yeah, I know. You thought wrong. Husky. Okay, I think Husky. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you vote in the poll. I'm gonna go ahead and close the poll. Oh, there's some reverb. 45 watching now. 29 likes. Let's get that number up. But appreciate y'all being here. Hope you're having a great Saturday night. Let's rip some drafts together. We're about to do a Husky too, and I'm gonna queue it up. And I mean, we literally had like +8 on that last one, and we had a bunch of friends and family in the room with us. Bunch of fun teams. I'm gonna do a quick review of my team on the way out. We're gonna enter a new Husky. I'll put it in the chat right before we jump into it. But I'm not gonna start the next Husky until we get. I'm gonna say 33 is a good number. 33 likes seems like a perfectly lucky number to get to. 33 likes, and then also make sure you vote in the poll because I'm gonna close the poll in like 25 seconds. Um, I'm gonna close the poll. Make sure you get in the poll, vote, and then let's get 4 more likes. 4 more likes on the stream, and we'll rip a Husky 2. I'm gonna review my team, and then I'll check back to see what kind of progress we've made on the poll, and I'm gonna close the YouTube poll. 3672. It's Baker Mayfield, and I onslaughted the Bucks. I mean, obviously, a Bucky Irving team would look nicer in this kind of onslaught, but I did it with everyone but Evans and Bucky. So I did it the cheaper way. I did it with Rashad White, Amika Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, and then Otten. I have a bring back with Devon Achan. Trevor Lawrence stacked him up with ETN and Travis Hunter. I have a Week 17 bring back with Adonai Mitchell. I think that's the only other pieces. And then McCarthy, I didn't stack him at all, but I got a good value on him. 13 picks past ADP. He covers both of my bye weeks for my two main QB stacks, and then he's a season long kind of play value. Maybe he is the guy that they're telling us he could be. Wasn't able to secure. He's impossible to backstack. It's impossible to backstack McCarthy. So I just took him. Whatever. Probably could have waited on Tua. It's fine. And I was gonna consider getting Tesla later, and he went pretty early in this one. Like I said, Achan, Hampton, ETN, White, Shipley, and Keaton Mitchell. Some late round value guys that I like on good offenses. I mean, the Eagles, the Ravens. Come on. Neighbors, at least he plays McCarthy in week 16. That's kind of cool. Hunter, Egbuka, Jaden Reed, please be healthy. Kirk, McMillan, Adonai Mitchell, Kittle, and Otten. It's a fine team. It's fun. This is a different tournament, not Best Ball Mania. It's a Husky too. So I don't know if I build my team slightly different for this. Like, do you guys build slightly different just because it's this smaller, slightly different tournament? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know about that. If I build it so different, you don't have it's like not Best Ball Mania. You're trying to get the 0.0000001% outcome to win the whole thing. It's like crazy. In this, you just need to build a good team, and maybe some strong team stacking can get you there, and picking some of the right guys. But maybe you don't have to have like the perfect nuts team. There's only 11,000 entrants versus more than 500,000 for Best Ball Mania. So I don't think the team has to be as perfect, but you do want to have some of the right guys. All right, exactly 33 likes on the stream. Appreciate y'all. And if you haven't liked it already, would help me out. It's free. It's free for you. It doesn't take more than a second. Also, consider subscribing if you're new here. If you're watching this in the future, I'm on a goal to hit 500 subs by the start of the NFL season. We're getting close. We've only got a few weeks left, and I think we just hit 450 subs. So that's pretty hype. I'm pretty excited about that. Feeling good. The vibes are high. We're drafting teams. Let's get into a Husky 2. I am going to type it into the chat. I'm going to show the Husky 2 on the loading screen here in the lobby so you guys can see it. You can queue it up just like me. It is 92% filled. It should be open tomorrow. So you can do more Husky 2s tomorrow, maybe even Monday. Steve was thinking to get his last ones in. I'm going to type into the chat, so get ready. When you see it in the chat, that's when I'm going to enter it. I'm doing it soon. Okay. Let's do this. Waiting on 9. So you might be in the underflow. You might have gone in early. Otherwise, we're all here and we can fill this one out if you want to draft a Husky 2 on Underdog with ya boys, with the chat. We just did one with essentially the same exact thing, waiting on 8, waiting on 9. So I wouldn't be surprised if we all jump into this one, everyone who wants to draft, and then we're still waiting on like 4 or 5 people for a little bit. These Husky 2s don't fill immediately. And some of y'all might have already maxed, but we're waiting on 7 here. I just retweeted it out that we're doing another one. The end of round 5 in the main card fight, it looks like it's going maybe one-sided. Maybe this is this is a very one-sided fight. I know Hartman's watching it. I'm not going to give away any. I'm not going to give away any spoilers. I'll have to go back and watch the highlights later. Oh, I'm going to close the poll while we're waiting. So we're waiting on 7 people. Let me close the YouTube poll. So make sure you voted in the poll. Steve is in the vote. I don't know if he's in this Husky. Looks like he might be chilling, leaving. Catch you later, Steve, if you are taking off. Appreciate you being here. Okay, hit that like button. Is Ashton Genty a top 12 selection? 68% of y'all said yes, he's him. So that's like about 30 votes. And then some of y'all said no, maybe top 16, about 31%. So still a decent chunk thinking that Genty is not him. But some of y'all have come back around to it. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have run the Genty clip before we close the vote, because it definitely would have swayed some opinions. But it's never too late. Let me go ahead, and we're still waiting on 7 people for this Husky 2. It's taking a while. We'll see. It'll fill hopefully soon. We can get to fill. Get another draft for y'all. But while we're waiting, let me run the Ashton Genty clip. I mean, just imagine Just imagine on an NFL field. We've seen a little bit in the preseason, but we haven't seen anything yet. He's going to be in the end zone with his boys hitting the Macarena every Sunday here on out. And there's nothing you can do about it because you can't tackle him. You might not be able to catch him. And yeah, it's going to be fun. And he might hurdle you. I mean, my favorite thing is the reaction of that one coach on the sideline when he hits the hurdle move. The coach is like looking like this, and he's like, "Whoa!" That's not many guys in the league can break tackles the way Genty does with his all around skill set. I've been saying it all summer. Last fall, last college football season, I would stay up extra late just to watch the Boise State Broncos play their Mountain West schedule. It would come on super late. There was a game they played in Hawaii. It started at 10 p.m. at night, Central Time. But I said, hey, I got to watch this guy play. So even against Hawaii, and Hawaii has like some renovation going on. I don't really fully understand what happened. Something just like destroyed their field. So they're playing on like a high school field. And it's like a souped up, nice high school field, but still it's like high school level, like objectively. In that game, still, Genty gets the ball, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Genty gets the ball, tackled for 1 yard. And he's breaking like 2 or 3 tackles to get 1 yard. Genty gets the ball, 3-yard gain. Then all of a sudden, right when you look down at your phone and you start to think, what's going on here? I thought this guy was good. Boom. He breaks off a 60-yard touchdown run. And you're like, oh, now I see it. He gets into space. He gets loose. The guy's gone. 2 or 3 guys to tackle him. If you're lucky, he's gaining minimal yardage, but he's a chunk runner, and he gets a big play waiting to happen. I'm assuming I haven't seen like advanced stats for his stuffed run percentage, but you know who he reminds me of in that regard? And I want to pull this up and look more into it. I think he reminds me, let's see, is it Derrick Henry, the big dog? One of the most, the yards per carry last season was insane, 5.9, like holy smokes. One of the most explosive players in the NFL to ever do it, really. Derrick Henry, come on now. But what did we want to see? So it was a big play. His explosive rating, insane. Breakaway runs, insane. 7.7% rate. But his stuffed runs, no, he was actually not too bad. Only 45 stuffed runs, number 10, 14% rate. So, that's kind of what I was describing, but actually, I thought the number was a little bit higher. I might have been thinking of someone else. We'll go back and check. 14% of the time, he's getting stuffed. 8% of the time, he's breaking away. 15 or more yards, stuffed. You know what that means. Let's look at Saquon, the other dominant rusher from last season. While we wait on this Husky 2 to fill, we need 5 more. I'm going to put the bat signal out in the Discords. If you guys haven't already, let me go. I'm going to go. I have Discord open. Let me jump into currently drafting. I'll put a little bat signal out. +5 Husky 2. And with a GIF, I'll do a trending GIF. It's going to be this. Okay. That'll play. I got to check. People were voting. I put some Dynasty trades questions in Bindles Dynasty Trades channel of his Discord. Free Discord to join. Check it out. Go to follow Bindles on Twitter. Link in description here. You can get his free access to his Discord. A lot of Dynasty stuff in there. Dynasty ranks, tiers, trade question stuff. Okay. I might be trading JSN in my Dynasty League. We'll have to see. Saquon. And we're still waiting on 5 in the Husky too. Saquon Barkley, 5.8 yards per carry, very similar, 2,000 yards, similar, very explosive, the most explosive plays. So he had the most volume, had the most attempts. On a per touch basis, he's one of the best. Number 3 as a rusher, as a running back, actually. Big snap share, bigger than Henry's. If we go down to his breakaway runs, he's also number 1. So essentially the exact same number, 25. His rate's a little bit lower because he had more touches. His stuffed runs, number 1 in stuffed runs. So 59 stuffed runs, a 17% rate. So that's one of the higher ones, right? That's like the highest one. 17% of the time he's getting stuffed. 7% of the time he's breaking away. So that reminds me a lot of Genty. Let's look at a runner who's maybe not getting stuffed as much. Who do I think is like getting open in space and not really getting touched, more elusive? I'm thinking maybe James Conner. Let's just dive right into it. Let's super explosive James Conner. Whoo, number 5 as a rusher, as a running back. The guy's a killer. 61% snap share, higher than Henry, lower than Saquon. We go down to the breakaway run, 16, number 5, not bad, a little bit below those guys, right? The stuffed runs, number 14, 43, 18% rate. So his rate was actually higher. His rate is higher, but his number was lower. 43 versus Saquon was at 59. And then 17% for Saquon. What was James Conner? 18%. So I guess it is off the total number of stuffed runs. So I guess James Conner was getting stuffed too. I don't think of that offensive line as being particularly amazing. Still 3 more to start for the Husky. We'll get this thing ripping real soon. Who had the best offensive line that was not getting stuffed last season? Let's just see what Gibbs was able to do. This page will load. Okay. Obviously, super explosive per touch. Number 1 as an explosive rusher. Number 2 overall amongst running backs. The receiving's really good. High volume, though. And then the explosive plays. Snap share, 56. Let's see that get to 62, and we're talking. Get the opportunity share up. Breakaway runs, he's tied with the big dog and Saquon with 25. Not too surprised there. Number 1 in best ball points added last season. And then stuffed runs, number 16, 39, 15.6%. So I guess that's kind of the going rate. You're going to get stuffed always more than you can break away. But if you're insanely good at breaking away runs, you're at 10%. Like Gibbs, probably the best. It must be the best rate for anyone who's getting any kind of volume. And then the stuffed runs is still, 50% more than that. I'm trying to think, chat, can we even come up with a single running back who has a higher breakaway run percentage or just more breakaway runs than stuffed runs? I don't even know if it's possible with anyone who gets more than like 100 touches. Okay, sweet. Gotcha. That made sense. Yep. Drickus got his ass kicked. This sucks. Well, sorry about that. Typical Sharpman move. He's too sharp to draft on all of the fights. He just puts the money on the crazy lines that he can identify because he can see the matrix. He makes the calls. He knows how to win. In a puppy. Yep. Weird things happen in the puppies, but in a puppy 3, it's such a large field type of tournament. Like you do want to take advantage of some of that. It is hard. Puppies are hard to win for sure. Gibbs Genty is insane. I love that. We're one more to start for a Husky 2. Do you think stuffed rate could lean more to being a team stat? Yeah, I do. Well, I think it's universal because like as we've gone across all of these teams, even the Eagles, right? Who are the best line. These are all very elite offensive lines. I think it's tough. It's tough, but Yeah. But maybe if some of the backs can, like, avoid getting stuffed, I don't know how possible that is. Tough to judge. Yeah. One more to start, Husky 2. That's true. It's exactly like this. I mean, sometimes the running back can be, I guess, indecisive or not hitting the right hole, and then they're getting stuffed more often. You can think of the highlight we just saw from Caleb Johnson in his Steelers debut. He was missing some holes. It was kind of concerning. It was one of the critiques I saw from the film bros on Twitter. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, Dirty, you saw that one? Yeah, I could even bring that on stream. I think I need to make that trade. Um, I'm pretty sure the guy already withdrew it though. I'll check right now. Checking. Also, I gotta check. Yeah. Let me go ahead and see. I think he withdrew it. No, it's still available. I think he withdrew the one I wanted though. With oh no, it's still available. Should I do it? I'll do it. J PPR Dynasty League, 12 team. I'm contending for sure, I guess. I'm not rebuilding. So trade JSN, get AJ Brown and Jake Ferguson. I accepted it. Boom. Just like that at midnight, a trade has been completed. I'll do it. Seems like a lot of you guys liked it. And the draft has started. I think Al Boog jumped in from the Discord because I posted it in the Pounders currently drafting, and I knew Al Boog was in there. Let's see. Yes. He said, forced to take a read. Al Boog said, I'm on my way. Fire. And they're talking about the fights. Everyone's talking about the fights. Um, okay. Hartman, because you like AJ Brown so much more, right? I mean, it's dynasty. People take that into account. What is AJ Brown? Isn't he 28? Like some people in Dynasty League are very age focused. He's 28. He's a hamstring right now. He's on an Eagles team that doesn't pass the ball. JSN is young and ascending, and PPR catches a lot of passes, and all the things they say. We'll see. McCaffrey for me. What is this? This is a Husky too, right? Justin Jefferson or McCaffrey. I'm gonna build it with McCaffrey. I've got plenty of Justin Jefferson. It might be a little bit of a sin there. Some people don't like skipping out on Justin Jefferson. I am cautious a little bit with the hamstring that he's dealing with. Uh, but McCaffrey, I'm feeling like he's fully healthy. I want to get more of him, so I'll mix him in with these top group guys, anyways. Whatever comes to me at 119, though, I could definitely get some pretty interesting combos with McCaffrey. So I'm also interested to do that. The the dynasty league that I'm in though is also it's like a Houston versus Philly dynasty league, just two different friend groups, one from Houston, one from Philly. And anytime an Eagle gets traded or something happens, the Philly guys all freak out and they're all like big homers biased on Philly. So like they definitely liked my side of the trade. They're already commenting on it. People are waking up at midnight and 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Eastern time to comment on the trade that had been sitting in my inbox for like almost 24 hours, maybe even longer than that. I think he put a timer on it for maybe it was 2 days, maybe it was 1 day. I don't know, but I pulled the trigger. I thought I should do it too, but I just need you gotta have the reassurance. Anytime you're gonna make a dynasty trade in a league, especially a league that I've been in, this is like our 6th season in this dynasty league, and I drafted JSN with my first round pick not too long ago. I'll take some Bucky with Christian McCaffrey. That seems fun. You want to get reassurance before you make a crazy trade, trading away one of your cornerstone players, which kind of JSN fits that mold as an early first round pick, young talent. But who's this quarterback? Who's it going to be next year? Who's it this year? What's the team direction going? They want to run the ball. They want to play defense, all that kind of things. Who's the coaching staff? I think reasons to be slightly bearish on JSN in the near term, and then AJ Brown smash. Come on. So I'm cool with it. I'll just listen to y'all. And the Discord, y'all seem to like it. Yo, what up, Chris B? How we doing tonight, my man? Appreciate you being here. The kind words, as always. Did the Jets were playing today, right? A ton of teams played today. I didn't catch a lot of the live preseason games today. I was busy. I was doing stuff. So I'm hoping y'all can fill me in. Chris, let me know what the Jets were up to. I think they played today. They didn't play Friday, so did we get I'll look too. I'm gonna pull up ESPN real quick. Everyone's talking about the fights on Twitter, on Discord. I thought the Jets played. Are they playing right now? No, it's too late. No one's playing right now. The Giants and the Jets played, and it must have been today. Yeah, I did see. I saw a highlight from Dart. That's right. I saw a highlight from Dart. I think he had a rushing touchdown. Scadaboo still not playing. You don't love to see that. Braylon Allen, I saw some talk that he was getting some work, Breece Hall was in there too. So let me know what I should know from the Jets and what's going on. I'm on the clock again. How did that happen? I thought about going Lamar. I'm going to throw in Mike Evans there. Change it up. I really thought about going Lamar hard. There you go. Chilling. Appreciate you being here. OMG. I'll bug the drafters grinder. I might be getting in tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what the timing looks like. We'll see what we can get into. Could be a fun time. I guess so. I'm not known for making incredibly good dynasty trades. This is the same league that 1 week before the season started last year, I traded Jameson Williams for a second round pick because he hadn't broken out yet. And I also drafted Jameson Williams in the first round a couple years ago. Been sitting on him, wasn't able to use him. I thought I could just get a second round pick and move on. I asked all my buddies at our redraft league there that were there with me. They thought it was a good deal for me. I made the trade, and now JMO, you'd be lucky to get him for a first round pick. So I've made really bad trades in that league before, but not too many that it's like tanked my team. I think I have a team that can compete. I've got Dak. I've got Bucky. And now I've got Jake Ferguson to stack with my Dak. He's definitely my best QB. I drafted Michael Mayer a few years ago, and then he gets replaced by Bowers like instantly. That hurt. So I passed on Lamar, but I think I do want to go Jalen. The AJ Brown drafter took Lamar, and then he passed on. Obviously, passed on Jalen, but he gets Worthy. It would have been tough for me. I might have taken Worthy there over Hurts, but I do need to be taking more Hurts and Daniels in the fourth round. The receiver I can get at pick 53 should be just fine. And then 68 is not a bad spot either. Or 54 and 67. I was looking at the wrong team. I was like, wait a second, I don't have Gibbs and Bowers. I've done similar starts like this where you take a Barkley, a Gibbs, or a Bijan, and then you get Bowers, and then you take a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. You have Terry McLaurin as your wide receiver one. You can dig yourself out of it. It doesn't feel great and at first, but if you get lucky in these middle rounds and just keep taking good receiver picks, you can survive the wide receiver avalanche. It was a setup. Al Boog, appreciate you being here. We got Corn Pop in the one. Crazy name. Spartan. I recognize Spartan. I feel like I see him in a lot of rooms. Al Boog in the 4. Me in the 6. Hartman, a.k.a. Sharpman, a.k.a. my dog, in the 8. Gerardo, my main man Gerardo. He wants to get in these Husky streets. He's calling out for the Huskies in the 9. Hambone, I feel like I see that name too. And then P Punch. Another solid guy in the chat in this best ball community. Okay, Cortland Sutton there or Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley's kind of been the hot topic. Very consolidated both ways in these offenses. 135-81. I mean, I'm kind of leaning Sutton still. Who was I looking for that might have been there? Oh, obviously I was looking for Devonta Smith. I'm fine with Sutton there. Between him and Cam Ward. Or not Cam Ward, Calvin Ridley. Burrow does go pick 48 for the Jamar Chase team. Kyron gets pulled up. I've seen Kyron getting pulled up. I've seen Brees falling a little bit. Henderson, it's Hender season. He gets pulled up. James Cook getting pulled up too. The running backs. And then Hubbard's been falling a little bit. Egbuka at 58. Wow. Myers at 59. That's both the earliest I've ever seen Egbuka and the earliest I've ever seen Myers go. Both of them ahead of Travis Hunter. Yeah, what up, BP? Did you make a nice bet on the UFC fights? What'd you get into? Hartman had a huge win on one of the undercard fights. I think he got it via a knockout. He bet on the knockout, it seemed like. It's funny, Albug. Yeah, I might be checking out these drafters promos. I have not signed up or used drafters yet, but I've always been curious. I've watched a lot of guys stream it and talk about it. So it could be the weekend to do it. Could be interested to get in. Oh man, that's funny. Okay. Do I want to go Pacheco, Debo, or Diggs? I went Debo on this one. I thought about Diggs. I thought about Pacheco. And then I thought about the other running backs I might be able to get. Even Juwan Jennings. I thought about there because I've got like the team stat going with McCaffrey, Debo. I think I keep saying it, but like my argument for him now is just he's healthy, he's practicing, the vibes are good, the team seems good, the offensive line's improved, the quarterback play, elite. Could get better in the passing realm for Jaden Daniels. Obviously, he's got a huge rushing upside and rushing floor. We just saw Terry McLaurin have his career year in both fantasy production and touchdowns. Obviously, had 16 touchdowns, including the playoffs. Can Debo get a slice of that pie? It would be nice. Wow, Pacheco and Pollard going back-to-back picks. I'm lucky I double anchored down with McCaffrey and Irving because I really would have liked one of Pacheco or Pollard to come back around, and that's not happening. Swift goes. Harvey went the pick before me. I would have smashed Harvey and probably taken Connor too ahead of Debo in this situation. It's just a little bit more to consider because I started my first receiver as Evans, but I'm not. It's not like I'm behind. I've got three really strong veteran wide receivers who are known for scoring touchdowns. I mean, maybe Sutton not always known for the touchdowns, but he was able to pull it off last season with Bo Nix, and Evan Ingram. I think could just actually help this offense and not really hurt Sutton too much. If anything, it could be a net positive. That's the way I'm going to sell it. Who do I want to go here? I don't usually. I like Laporta. I'm not going to usually pass on Laporta there, but I think getting my wide receiver 4 and I'm going to take Addison again. I just think Addison is really good, and I think he can put up huge spike weeks. So with the suspension, the early buy, I don't love it, but especially in this tournament where you only have to advance 3 out of 12 to get to the next playoff week, you can kind of afford to even lower your floor just a little bit more and still squeak by and get to week 15. Maybe that's how I'm going to convince myself that to take Addison over Laporta there. And at pick 91, sometimes you have to get lucky. There's a receiver there you even want to draft versus the tight end range is just opening up at 91 and it really peaks around 126, 139 range. So I might just double tap tight end in that range, especially since I took Hurts, the elite QB option. Just my thoughts. Al, how are the draft streets treating you, my friend, and your UFC bets? Travion 4-2, are we really doing this? Hartman, a Travion hater, apparently. Josh Downs and Mahomes going, and then Purdy going very early as well. Oh, Tyler Warren going. That's the earliest thing I've ever seen him go. Pick 87. Did he do something exciting today as well that I should know about, or is just the continued hype and he's just good and people are just like getting hip to it? But ahead of Hawkinson's pretty bullish. Mason goes there. Do I want B Rob in this range? I can team stack the Commanders. Don't want to keep pushing it. I could take the injured Godwin. I got Baker Mayfield. It felt weird to do because I already have Hurts and they have the exact same buy. But with Irving and Evans, I think Mayfield is a really nice correlated piece there. Felt weird to do. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. Last second, I remembered. I was like, let me just do that. I could have even pushed Baker Mayfield to pick 102. I wouldn't be surprised if he was still potentially available there, considering that Buka drafter was where was it wasn't on the right side? Yeah, over here. I probably could have pushed him. It's whatever. Get your guys. Godwin goes 95. Maybe J2 double taps Godwin Baker in that situation. I was going to take Brian Robinson. There, who knows with that running back situation, the hype around Bill. Yeah, Albug, I bet you he responded already, but Hartman is DMH09. He's over here at the 104. And I'm going to be taking these quarterbacks, but you're able to get your Pickens Dak. So that's a nice setup. I feel like I didn't snipe anyone on Mayfield though, because if anything, the draft from the 2 spot was gonna set up the Mayfield with if he was eyeballing Godwin there. Okay, now I definitely don't take Knicks here, but I could have done Knicks with Sutton, so I'm feeling kind of bleh. I'll go ETN. Why am I drafting so much ETN? You guys need to start drafting ETN. I'm the only one who's doing it. ETN's to me a similar bet to Brian Robinson. They both could get replaced. Brian Robinson on a better offense, I would argue. Liam Cohen though. Sucks not taking Bo Nix at 102, but I think the Baker Mayfield's a stronger bet. I'll have to do something though with this. With the I don't really want to punt week 9 at quarterback, so I'll have to take someone late that I think is going to be playing in week 9 that also goes late. So it's a little bit of a thread the needle. $6K on Kamzat money line. There we go. Have us on mute. Or do you? Just staring at the board. Yo, what up, Jacob? Kittle and Marvin Harrison Jr. for Devonta Smith, T. Laporta in a mid-second. I'm in a rebuild. That's a pretty deep one. I I I guess. Let me think about that. Let me make this pick and let me think about it. Also, you can check out. Ooh, Kirk is still there. So I was thinking about Kirk with my last pick. ADP would say Mooney, who I'm skeptical of right now with the injury. And I don't want to. I got Addison missing time. I don't really want to go there. I like Loveland a lot. I think I'm going to go Kirk and build out the wide receiver room just a little bit deeper with Addison missing time. Oh man, I hate to skip on Loveland though, but I'm going to have good options for tight end coming up still, and I'm probably going to be taking one in this range since I'm not taking any of these QBs. Okay, so back to Jacob's question. What do y'all think in the chat? We've been doing some dynasty talk tonight. I was gonna say, check out Bindles' free Discord. Bindles, my man, he's my co-host on my Monday night shows. His socials are linked in the description below. If you go to his Twitter, he has a free Discord. It's a dynasty centric Discord. Obviously, some best ball too, but I've been posting in the dynasty trade channel lately. And he has free tiers and rankings for dynasty. So what that would tell you is like in his tiers, it would say like, here's an example. Kittle is worth 1 first round pick. It would say Marvin Harrison is worth 1.5 base first round picks. He would say like, oh, all those kind of things. It goes down in a tier of players who are grouped by what their worth is in terms of first round pick, second round pick, how many first round picks. So if you want a really good answer, you can jump into the Dynasty Trade Question channel, and you can look at his free rankings that are in there. You have to find it. It's in the Discord. But my gut would say, if you're rebuilding, you want to move down in age from Kittle to Laporta, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. for T and Devonta I think is super. I want T, Higgins, and Devonta Smith more than Marvin Harrison Jr. And then you get a second out of it. So that seems like good. That seems like a good deal to me. Let's see what the chat thinks, and I'll make this next pick. But appreciate you being here, Jacob. Hope you're having a great Saturday night, my friend. 126. Caleb is still there. I might just pull up Dallas Goddard. I almost did it. I'll wait on QB. I almost did it. I don't love Caleb anyways. What would I backstack there? Zacchaeus. I don't think Burden was already gone, right? So I'll pull up Goddard. He usually goes closer to 139, but you never know. And I knew I didn't want any of these quarterbacks. There was going to be a run on quarterbacks late. McCarthy was there. Williams had fallen. Hartman gets to pair him with Rome, I'm guessing. It wouldn't be a draft without Hartman taking Rome Odunze in the 6th round, maybe the 5th. And then Hartman's taking Jalen Warren at pick 80. Interesting. Really come around on that one. I don't know if it's the fact that Jalen Warren was also bad last season, but injured. So caveat. You know what it really is for Jalen Warren and me? It's his 6 career total touchdowns, 6 in his career. That's like 10 days of a Joe Mixon career. That's like one Sunday in a Thursday night game for Joe Mixon. But I don't know. Warren obviously could be the guy there if it's not Caleb. So maybe we're getting some nice value if they're moving in opposite directions. What do I want to do here? Ray Davis goes. I was considering him. I'm gonna go Blue, my boy Blue or Palmer. Uh, what's my team need? Right, it's probably running back at this point. I think I'm good to wait on Palmer. Grab Blue, get a lot of upside pick there with some flex appeal. Maybe ETN, is not my guy. Blue comes in, hits my flex. But I'm definitely feeling pretty good about those 4. I can chill for a bit if I'm lucky. I think Kincaid was already gone, right? Palmer goes next. You don't really see Palmer falling too much anymore. I'm not going to force the Week 17 bring back with Hurts. I probably should have figured out something for Miami. There's some later options though. There's some later options for Miami, running backs and receivers even. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Hartman, aka Sharpman, given his input. Does anybody like my team? Albug's trying to. I think it's terrible. Thanks, Hartman. I think Albug, you're trying to get in my head, trying to make me review your team mid draft, but I'll do it. It worked. Barkley, McConkey, Hill, Pickens, Rice, risky, but like it. Swift, good save with the Swift. Jennings, fun. Prescott with the stack. I mentioned that earlier. Swing, risk on Mixon. If it pays off, Mixon is a killer pick at 100, but I'm skeptical. I don't know what's going on right now at the foot. So I'm kind of wait and see with Mixon, but it's all about your risk tolerance to where it's going to pay off. If you're going for straight ceilings, Mixon and Rice here are really solid picks. Same thing with Hill. Hill's kind of a risk tolerance pick for a lot of people. I love getting Loveland there. Herbert, a great pick. Trey Harris, it seems like he's been falling, but even there, I think 141 is like a relatively good value to where he's been going for like the last month. I'm up next. QB would say I take Tua here. ADP's got the Bryce Young and Cam Ward. I think I'm just going to go Tua. I easily could have done Bryce Young. I've had a bunch of him. I probably could have. So I've got like 15% Bryce Young, 9% Cam Ward. It's my Tua that's my lowest. So I'm kind of going to balance it out that way. And it's already kind of built in that I was building around the Bucks in week 17. I don't know. Tua, he's definitely going to play week 9. I get him in there. Sniped out Boog. I don't even know if he was. And he passed on Tua. Maybe he thought he'd come back around. He sometimes falls. Because I had the overlapping bye week, this isn't like the team where I'd want to risk it with an Anthony Richardson, particularly because what if he's just not playing that week, which would really suck. Both Bryce Young and Cam Ward are pretty easy to backstack with Chig Okonkwo, Ayo Manor. You could even do Lockett if that's your thing. And then there's a million options for Bryce Young. So would have been easier to go that route, but it didn't. It felt like a Tua team, and I'll figure it out from here on out. I circle back to receiver or do tight end. All the tight ends I want are gone. So 163 is probably time for a receiver. Or go running back. Or I can go running back here. Who would I reach up for and take? Could do Bill. Bill goes the pick before me. Incredible. I didn't think I'd do it though. Bryce Young's still there. Let me take a swing on a rookie who could just be something. Dante Thornton. At least he plays Philly in week 15. I'm not in love with the tight end options that I could have grabbed here. And then I think I'm gonna running back. So just mixing in a wide receiver, a rookie with some upside. Seems like he was gonna be playing in 3 wide sets and might even maybe he beats out Trey Tucker at some point. Jack Besh, obviously there too. Kind of crazy that they flipped. But the ball doesn't lie. No, I like Albo. You got Horton there. That's a fun pick. Braylon Allen. I don't mind your team at all. Oh yeah, Hartman. I was kind of joking, but that makes so much sense. I didn't think you were out on him. Al Boog left the team. You went with Juwan. Oh, until you went with Juwan, it's Slick Rick. It's Rizzy P season brother. Yes, sir. Keep cursing you out. Love you. You're funny. I know. That's how it's gonna happen. How I drafted ETN in like every draft. I don't know. I have him ranked right around pick 100, and he's always there. So I'm not even getting to Tank Bigsby and Toot anymore because I'd have to stop drafting ETN. I feel like it's a problem. I need an intervention. I think you guys are my intervention tonight. Little Shipley pick. Little Shipley pick. Three, 5, 3, 6, 7, 2. And then I can just get one more tight end and chill on tight end because it really doesn't matter. I typically do like to get Goddard with like a third tight end because he's injured all the time. He's never played a full season. So maybe let me see can I stop with these 6? Evans, Sutton, Samuel, Addison, Kirk, Thornton. Addison missing time is a little bit concerning, but can I stop with these 6? Can I stop with these 5 is a better question. I could definitely stop with these 5. I think I might stop with these 5. Then Jalen Wright, does he just suck? Do we just over him? I guess so. Nagy TV's in on ETN, 26% exposure. Whoops. Those are fighting words in these parts. I mean, there's a lot of Tootin fans in here. There's people who think Tank Bigsby is interesting, but almost everyone hates ETN. I'm drafting ETN. Maybe it's 2 years too late. Maybe ETN was the pick in 2023, but not 2025. I don't know. Liam Cohen. That should be good enough. Oh, more Jalen Warren. Boom. Ollie Gordon, pick 187. Get your guys season. I did go with the 6 running back there. So this is going to be a 3-6-7-2 build, and I'll just risk it at tight end. Where did Otten go? Well, I couldn't have taken Otten, the buys. Well, I shouldn't have taken Otten because the buys, but I could have. I could do something with late tight end. I'll queue some up. I don't know even know if I want those guys. 3-6-7-2, and then Malik Washington getting some buzz. Kind of interesting name. I don't know where else I'd go with this pick. Buccaneers, I don't need a running back. I'm looking at receivers and tight ends. I shouldn't look at anything else. Well, what quarterbacks were left? Is it really dried up? Yeah, it definitely is. Besh is still there. I could take another Raider. Noel. Slayton. Ayo Manor's been getting drafted a lot more frequently in the 18th round. He's not going undrafted as much anymore. Kind of interesting. I'm gonna grab Malik before someone else does because I want the stack, and also I think he's kind of he could be something. And if I'm fading Tyreek at all, I should be drafting a little bit of Malik. But now I'm leaving my last round tight end selection to the fate of who's still there when I draft next. Which is kind of scary. I could do something crazy and take Waller. Waller and Goddard would be like a very ballsy tight end room because Goddard always gets hurt and Waller used to be retired. Hartman taking Taj Brooks. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of your more exposed players in the last month, it sounds like, or even further than that. But you've been taking a good amount of Taj Brooks, I've noticed. I really would have taken JT Sanders here. I was excited about. Maybe I should have taken Johnny Smith. I'm just not psyched about the Steelers. Slight fade on that team. Pretty good fade on that team. Real growth for me as a person, yeah. That's hilarious. Brian says, "Oh, and is that is Nico Collins? Freaking love the profile pic on that, Brian. Sick. It's a sick Nico Collins picture in there. High on Higgins this year. If I can't snag Golden or Ibuka, definitely taking him. That's fun. If you've been hearing a lot of stuff out of Texans camp, like I have, Higgins is pretty nice. Grown ass man, big plays, looking good. Ooh, Gunnar Helm getting drafted. This is the dynasty draft or Husky too. But hook 'em horns, baby. Gunnar Helm led the Longhorns in, I think it was receiving yards last season, or was it just receptions? I think it was just receptions. I don't know if it was receiving yards. I don't think he did. He didn't have more than Golden in receiving yards. It was receptions. Must have been receptions. It's been a while, but yeah, Gunnar Helms is a guy. He's cool. Gesicki, it's a hamstring, but he's ruled out. Is it that bad? Should I not draft him at all? I think he's still worth drafting, right? Gesicki's still worth drafting. It's the Bengals offense. Unless I'm just completely wrong and soft tissue injury, I'm an idiot, but Goddard and Gesicki could be good enough. I took Baker in this one with Jalen Hurts. That kinda made it tough, but the running backs are solid up top. A lot of upside shots. The receivers, I have enough depth, I think, and some fun pieces. A little suspension, it never hurt. Goddard, Gesicki, punt tight end, middle tight end. Yeah, that's a good amount of Toss Brooks. Chris, who do I want so he can snipe me? I was gonna take whatever tight end came back around. I don't maybe I'm behind on the news, but I thought Gesicki in the 18th round is totally fine. A little bit thin of a bet if he's already injured, and I took him with Goddard, who's never played a full season of snaps or sorry, of games, but what are you gonna do? Do I think you sniped me anywhere? Probably not. Braylon's cool. Horton's cool. I gifted you Loveland. I almost took Loveland over Kirk. If I ended up with Loveland and Goddard, that might have been fun. And then Kirk would have turned into getting just one more random dart throw receiver. But Kirk probably helps hold this team down for a little bit, especially with Addison out. Thinking Arroyo won't consolidate the work. Yeah, I've been kind of out-ish on Arroyo. Not like totally out. I haven't been clicking him as much. It still sounds optimistic and pretty cool, but there's the Barner talk, and they're also going to run 12. They'll have 2 tight end sets, but then they're also going to run 2 running back sets. They're gonna be forced to let Horton on the field at some point, so they're going to run 3 wide sets. They run. I don't know. I don't know. With Arroyo, I think he's interesting. I think he's worth a flyer. I think he's worth a mix in on certain teams. But I've lost some of my interest where like he was starting to creep up into the 16th round for a while there when Mason Taylor was injured. Now Mason Taylor's back and it's kind of flipped again. But I'm not out on Arroyo. He's interesting. He was playing with Cam Ward last season though, and that kind of like is Cam Ward just the guy? Kind of like Michael Penix was the guy and made everyone around him look really good. I think so too. I think for Helm, I just wonder how soon he can be effective in the league because tight end, it's not a sure thing that they'll be like an instant impact player or playing enough snaps. And then Chigakonkwo is definitely ahead of him in the pecking order and getting a lot of good buzz. You see a Konkwo go 158 in this one. I'm not surprised. Okonkwo has a better profile than Britton Strange, and Britton Strange usually goes in the 150s. Okonkwo has been going in the 180s, 200. I kind of kick myself for not taking more Okonkwo all summer long. He's been one of the late round value guys that we should be drafting more of. He's going to be rising. He's one of the biggest risers over the last week. But I like Helm. Helm is good. It's just tough. I just don't know if he's going to be able to get the snaps and play enough this year if Okonkwo is healthy and getting work and has a good connection with Ward's what we're hearing, and they're consolidating the passing attack around Ridley, Okonkwo. Pollard continues to consolidate the rushing attempts. Oh, I already roasted it. I went through it live. When you said that to look at your team mid draft, I went through and roasted it live like 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. I think I stopped at Horton. So you could scroll back to see when after you picked Horton. Because I don't think I saw that you had Strange on your team. Because even at 172, I'll say it. I say it all the time. I think Strange is one of the worst picks on the board. He used to be going undrafted. He used to be picked 240 in the big board. Now he's 150. You got him at 170, so there's a nice ADP value. And I think you took him with you didn't take him with Trevor Lawrence. So I don't know. I don't think we need a big step forward from Strange for him to be good. We did look at his game logs though, and some of his game logs were pretty impressive. So I came back around a little bit. I no longer think he's the worst pick on the board. I think he's just a little bit overpriced, but it's kind his price is kind of baked in that he's going to be good, and we just haven't seen it all together yet. Garindo, he's injured. Diami Brown, I'm not interested, but that's for people who don't believe in Travis Hunter. Al Boog, do you not believe in Travis Hunter? Come on, man. And then Jackson Dart. BBG's pretty in on Jackson Dart. I lean Russell Wilson, which is kind of gross, but leverage play, I guess. Best Ball Jeopardy is going to be this Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. Eastern on the Fanspeak Network. Shout out to Steve Schaub of the Fanspeak Network here. Make sure you guys are subscribed there to Fanspeak and come watch Best Ball Jeopardy. It's a fun time. I am in the semifinals. I'm going against Cody from Off the Schneid. So I've got some good competition. It's going to be a solid competition. Cody's a sharp drafter and knows ball. So the winner moves on to the final round, and that'll be fun. So tune in for that Wednesday night. I'll be there trying to get to the finals for Best Ball Jeopardy. It's been really fun all season. Yes, sir. Robbie. Let's go. Full PPR, 12-man. Got it. Is it redraft or dynasty? It sounds like we'll find out. It sounds like we can find out. Purdy, Bijan, Pollard, Tyreek, London, Kittle, Evans, Jacoby Pearsall. Is 2 Falcons on my team okay? What other moves would you recommend? Thanks. So maybe it's redraft then. Yeah, it's a redraft team. You might have just drafted it with Purdy, Bijan, Pollard, Tyreek, London. I love Bijan and London on the same team. I think the Falcons are going to be an exciting team this year. I think Michael Penix Jr. is going to be good. He's a tall lefty with a great deep ball, and I think Bijan is primed to have one of the best fantasy seasons this year for his career, and also could be just one of the best in the league. So you can't go wrong there. Pollard is a great RB2. If you swerved and you took the elite tight end with Kittle, you also got London and Tyreek and Pearsall and Jacoby and then Evans. Of course, Evans too. How did I skip over that? So you have a really, really solid wide receiver room, and I like it. It's kind of the same argument. Like, you shouldn't feel bad about having Bijan in London. You're making a consolidated team bet that the Falcons are good, so they both can pay off. And then you have Kittle and Pearsall on the same team. It's less draft capital, but it's a consolidated team bet that the 49ers are just good, and they've been good for a long time. I like it. That's a fun core to a team. And to stack up there with Purdy for your 2 pass catchers on the Niners, very nice. Steve likes Strange. Yeah, I'm probably just wrong. Maybe Strange has the great pedigree from Penn State and had some good games last season. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. Haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, redraft. I think I figured that out from the sentiment. Yeah, Hartman likes it. Maybe later in the year can consolidate some wide receivers into a high-end player like a running back if your guys hit. Totally makes sense. Very solid advice. And boom. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Make sure you hit that like on your way out. Do me a favor, leave me a comment if you stick around after the end. I would appreciate it. I appreciate you. And let me know in the comment. Pretty much the theme of this stream was winning fantasy football draft strategy, only drafting league winners. Leave me a comment. Who is your one league winner for this season in fantasy? Let me know. I'll catch y'all in another draft real soon. Streaming tomorrow night with BBG on his channel for his marathon. I'm coming on late, and I'll be doing some drafts too. Appreciate y'all being here. Caleb Williams add Caleb Purdy or Caleb Williams. I'm in for Purdy. I like Purdy. Stick with Purdy. Appreciate y'all. Peace out. See you later.